Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of CAF Update, episode 95. Just a day and a half until our next Comic Art Live event. And I'll be honest, I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew this time around, but I'm hanging in there. We're going to get through all the next 3 or 4 days, and it's going to be all awesome because it's all coming together one way or another. It's you can't evade fate once you kind of set everything in motion. So nice to see everybody in the chat. I didn't even have a chance to kind of peek at who's in there already, but I see Dino and Matt and Rick and Will. Marcus is always in Matt. And Mikhail, I saw you in there early too. So, and Mr. Red Jack, as always, nice to see everybody there. So yes, very busy here. I took some time out for dinner tonight to hang out with the girls before I know everything's just going to kind of get crazy. So I took a few hours off this afternoon, but now I'm going to be, I've got a cup of tea, not even, Coca-Cola here as well, but lots of caffeine going to get me through the next couple days. But so I was going to start things off saying, yeah, we're going to keep things short tonight, but of course I know we're not going to be able to because there's just too much to talk about. But, I kind of felt it was fun just to kind of start things off just by saying what a night last night was, right? It was pretty interesting to see how that show panned out. I really, as everybody knows, when we entered into that Dueling Dealers episode, I was talking last week this time saying I really didn't think we were going to sell any artwork. So that was pretty much my belief because most of the time whenever we have high-priced artwork going into these shows, they don't sell during the show. They just don't. When was the last time a piece of $10,000 art has sold on the show? I think it feels like it's almost been a year, right? I mean, I think there was a show. What was it? Maybe it was a cover. There was that one Marvel 2-in-1 cover, I think, that Lovitz bought at one point that was that high. Maybe a Kirby piece here or there, or Bernie Wrightson, but not too often. So we did the show. I kind of did it because I had like 5 or 6 people in the last month kind of say, "You got to do this." We're not tuning into your shows because we're not seeing any art that we want to buy. We don't want to buy cheap art. And so I did it more to just kind of say, to put it out there and then see it not work. And then I wouldn't have to do it again. But of course, everything went, it was a lot more fun than I expected. And we had a great turnout. I think we had, as far as like an average viewership throughout that show last night, we peaked at just under 300 people watching it consistently. And Sean, it was a great show. So it ended up being a lot more fun than we thought. Of course, it's always fun when you're selling, right? Mike was pretty happy after the show. Anthony was happy. At the end of the day, they both set their own personal records on sales. I know Anthony thought he had sold more, but I went back and looked at his sales records. And prior to last night, the most he'd ever sold was 27,830. And then last night he sold 32,800. And prior to that, Mike had sold, 46,975 was his high. And he sold $91,750 last night. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. So combined $124,550. Next closest show was May 26th last year, where they both sold 71,825. So really, it was crazy. And again, they brought good stuff. Mike had been sitting on that. I told everybody that he'd been sitting on that art because he was expecting to have that show with Albert. Even although it's never materialized yet, he's had that art for a long time, and so he was anxious to get it out there as well. Let's see. Yeah, the only problem with as Mr. Rejek points out, the only problem with last night's show was that the Comic Art Live show was this weekend. They didn't want to commit to something last night with what's coming this weekend, and I agree. We really, when we were planning the show, when to have it that was literally the only Wednesday we could put it, and because you figure. The Comic Link auction, third featured auction starts today. The next Heritage Signature auction is in 3 weeks or so. So at any rate, we were kind of like right in the middle. And if we didn't do it then, we would have had to have waited till probably end of June, early July. And we just felt we were going to get going. Again, I didn't think it was going to work. I didn't think that the art was going to sell. So I think at the end of the day, I was proven wrong, and that's fine. I don't mind being wrong and stuff like that. But it was a good show. It was fun, great turnout. Lots of there were actually a lot of new viewers were in on that one. So yeah, my friend, he sees all my dolls in the background as I've been told they are. But that Wrightson Batman was pretty cool. I agree, a little pricey, of course, but very nice piece to show. I hadn't even seen that one. I don't know where Mike pulled that one out of because I hadn't as often as I've been over there, I'd never seen that piece before. Let's see. So at any rate, great show. They were so excited after that. I mean, we've talked to, so we're going to do another one, of course. How could we not? But I think it's going to be something that we do maybe every 4 months or something like that. It's not like it's going to be a regular show because they can't. I mean, Anthony had to sit on a lot of that art for a month, which is hard for him to do. And again, Mike has been sitting on it forever, which isn't as hard for him to do. But it's not a show that we're going to do quite often. So next week we are going to do a $2,000 and under show just to kind of recoup. I mean, Comic Art Live is this weekend as well. So we expect everybody to be bone dry in their pocketbooks by next Wednesday. So, but again, we had a lot of fun. We had a really nice long conversation after the show last night, and they were thrilled. And because it kind of felt like the old times, right? We had those when we were really the only claim show out there that was being innovative and doing all this stuff. We had lots of shows where we were over $50,000. We haven't had too many of those in the last 9 months, and partially our own fault because we've kept the price points so much lower. That was it was at any rate, like Marcus just said, the pressure was off if you weren't looking to buy in those price ranges. Yep, exactly. It made for an easy, relaxing show, and even for me, with the way that the show started, it felt like nothing was going to sell, right? I mean, I think we went through four rounds. No, it was the third round when Anthony sold something. So initially, I just kind of felt like, yep, I knew it, nothing's going to sell. So, but again, proven wrong. So, I mentioned it last night. I am going to mention it again tonight. We managed to get to 3,000 subscribers on the channel. I have my little yay graphic for it. Thank you all for getting us there. That it's funny. The first 1,000 were so tough, right? And I think right around this time last year is when it was January. So it's taken 16 months for us to get another 2,000 subscribers. So it's not easy. I haven't seen Nick in the chat yet, but he would attest to it. Trying to build an audience in our niche is really difficult. It's just because we're kind of as a hobby, we're not the charismatic art creators that have some really good channels out there, and we just kind of fall right in the middle of everything. But so I'm absolutely thrilled to have made it to 3,000. Thank you, Tyler. It wasn't for Bill again, and I really meant it last night too. That if it wasn't for Dueling Dealers, we probably would never even be close to that. We probably would be at 2,000 right now. I think that show really kind of set the channel, established it as being something truly unique and fun, and a place that was, I don't know what the word for it would be, but it definitely made the channel be a place for us to enjoy a bit more as a hobby and as a group. So I'm very thankful for what Dueling Dealers has brought to my life. And hey, I got to pull this mic over here. I bet you can hear me better now, right? Shoot, I'm glad I looked over to the window over there. Yeah, there we go. Let's get 3,000 premium members, says Mr. Easy Go Lucky. Now that would be a pretty amazing task. It could happen though. I think it could. There's lots of things we're kicking around these days as we look at where we want to be a year from now or 2 years from now. And I think that there's certain things that could make premium memberships more attractive. And I'm not ruling anything out as I kind of walk through where I'll be at after the show this weekend. Yes, thank you, Scott. Yeah, and this isn't even your good microphone. This is the old Yeti. But yeah, sorry. I literally sat down and started up the show tonight and didn't pull it over. HD sound. Yes. All right. Well, so other things to talk about. As I mentioned, my gosh, I'm going to have to work on this. Probably when I'm showing you the weekly flip, I'll get this thing set up. Because remember, I want to do a giveaway tonight, and I didn't set it up in Battissimo yet. So I will work on that right now. Because, as I said, today is literally the second anniversary of us doing live streams on this channel. If you can imagine that. It's 2 years now. It was May 19th. Of 2020 when Mike, Will, Glenn, and I did our first live stream broadcast. And I'm going to cue it up just to show you how awkward that first moment was, because it was terribly awkward to be be really fair to us, but we didn't know what we were doing. It was literally just a test for me, but for us in the channel and the hobby, it became something a little bit more fun than that. But here, let me try to cue this thing up. I don't know if it'll actually do the audio properly or not, but yeah, let's see here. Where is that? There it is. That's the literal moment the cameras went on. I was actually standing for that thing. Let's see. I don't know if this thing, if I play it, it'll actually play. But watch, if you watch in the chat, Ruben is going to be the first person to actually leave a comment. Actual live presentation. See? My hair was longer. I've known the guys on this. Where's that first chat? You guys put more chats in the chat before the show started than we got by the end of this hour and 15 minutes. 22, 23 years. He's one of the first guys I ever bought artwork from, and then Will Gabrielle from Comic Art Page for almost equally as long from my time on the Comic RL. He was one of the first people to help me understand the merits of which chat yet. Pages to buy, where Frank Miller was had a hand in the pages more than he did at the end. And Glenn, I've just known Glenn for a long time. I built his website a few years back, and he's always been at the booth. Well, there you go. I didn't let them talk at all for that first minute. But if we scroll through here, I mean, do we even? Look, there we go. See, there you go. We've got Ruben. Ruben commented. Rob was the second commenter. Too bad we have no prizes for these things. And then Tech 31 Kid. And I don't know, Tech 31 Kid. I haven't seen Tech 31 Kid in a long time. But I think we can go all the way to the end of this thing. And how many comments do we get? Jimmy C, the NSN. Thank you, NSN. Rob was back in there. Jimmy C again. Frank Giella was there. And do we get any more by the end? I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
We agreed to something, and I don't.
Oh, well, there you go. We got a few more in there.
Meet up somewhere.
But not many. Not many. There you go. That's the total. Jimmy C, Frank, Bill Johnson. Bill Johnson took care of things last night, didn't he? Bill Street. And so there you go. That was the first one. One show down, and then we managed to. Marcus says he was too young to have a YouTube account back then. Hey, Comic Art L was toxic. How was the Comic Art L toxic, Prince Namer? It's the CGC forums that are toxic. Comic Art L has always been pretty passive, in my opinion. But Bill is a champ, says Bill Lawson. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. But yeah, wasn't that crazy? That was, and I'll be honest, if I wasn't so busy, I was like, you know what? I have to let bygones be bygones. I gotta get Will and Glenn to come back on for that anniversary show, and have Berkey on tonight just for a couple minutes to say something. And I just couldn't do it. I mean, only because of the time. I actually thought, we should turn a new leaf after everything that's gone on. And so I'm actually going to reach out to both those guys and try to have them on a show sometime in the future. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have had the the courage to have done anything that we've done on this channel and all that time. So yes. So at some point I'll have them back. They had to start, the politic group. But Marcus, that's okay. I guess I wasn't really paying attention where Namer was what he's talking about. I know they had to start a politic group, but I never was a part of that one. So I only think about the Comic Art L non-politic group. So maybe I missed that. I mean, I joined in 99 or so, and I think the politic group was already out there. Glenn's Mikhail says Glenn would prefer the triple anniversary show, and yeah, that's probably true. But be that as it may, I am going to reach out to those guys. I mean, at the end of the day, our hobby's way too small to keep grudges and those sorts of things, and so I was really. I honestly, if I would have had time, I would have reached out to those guys earlier in the week and said something and tried to see if I couldn't get them on here for a couple of minutes. Obviously, I could have had Mike on, no problem. But if I couldn't have all three of them on there, it wouldn't have been worth it. But Bill, what happened to your collection? That was from Dylan. I have a collection. It's just not here with me in Florida yet. And Flame Wars. And that's true. See, I think I missed all of that, guys, as far as the Comic Art L goes, because I really did join. I think, it was after that fact. And I know that Gary can be, or has always been kind of a guy that kind of wears politics on his sleeves. So I know that I can only imagine what it might have been like before I got there. But after I got there, I never really noticed anything like that. I thought it was a pretty decent group. It was certainly better than the CGC forums as far as anger. And I thought that, I mean, I learned a lot from being on it. That's how I met Will and Mike and pretty much all the early collectors that I got to know. I first met Mickey through there. Ran into him at San Diego that first year. So yeah, if it wasn't for the Comic Ardell, I don't know where I would have been in the hobby. I don't know if CAF would have ever started, because if it wasn't for the Comic Ardell, I wouldn't have had something to, and the Lowry that was kind of built around that group. That if they hadn't done all that, I don't know if we would have ever even had a CAF, because I wouldn't have had something to say, wow, there could be something better than what we had. See, Marcus, I think I missed all of that. And what do we do? What do we get for 2 years pasties? And imitation is flattery, as they say, says Dino. That's true. That is true. I mean, I felt like I was doing I was trying to do a service to everybody, fix the Lowry and do something better, and it did work out. And I still haven't added. I got to get this Battissimo giveaway created. I will get that started soon. So we are going to give away 10 shirts tonight, since it is the 2nd anniversary of our live streaming. So trying to think about where we should go with all this stuff, because I do have a lot I wanted to cover as quickly as I possibly can. But you know what? I'm going to go with the weekly flip, because I don't want to forget to do that. As everybody knows, I forgot about it the week before and ran it late. So I'm going to run it early. I got a weekly flip from Chuck Arnold. I actually got another one emailed to me just before the show that I could have for next week. I know that Jason has suggested that he's going to do one as well. So maybe either next week or the weekend after that. Or the week after that, we'll have Jason's as well. So I think everybody's really digging these weekly flips. Are fun, and they give us a different way to kind of interact with a collector and their collection that isn't just on CAF. So hey, Marcus, just give me a minute. I'll tell you what. While this weekly flip is playing, I will get the Battissimo giveaway all set up, and as soon as it is set up, it will announce itself in the chat. So you'll see it in the chat, and then after it gets set up in the chat, everybody, if you remember how to enter in the chat for the giveaway, you type exclamation point and then type the word enter, and then hit enter, and you will be entered into the giveaway. So, and then we'll give away 10 shirts probably before we get to the CAF update, before I start that part of the show. So let me go ahead and get Chuck Arnold's weekly flip playing here. And while he's doing that, I'm going to get this giveaway set up, and just keep your eyes peeled. And where did I save that to? Here we go.
So I'm going to start a flip through here of my iToya. I don't have as vast a collection as many people on Comic Art Fans do, but I stay concentrated generally on Frank Quitely artwork. There's some other stuff in here as well. This is a prelim to a cover. I think they ended up changing the layout to this one. This was a Detective Comics cover. Got a alternate cover for Klaus, book that Grant Morrison did with Dan Mora. It's called the Anti-Claus. I guess it's not Klaus, it's Claus. Anti-Claus. This was a cover for Super Sons. It's based off a World's Finest cover, I think. I saw it on Anthony Snyder's site. Anyway, the guy pointed out to me that this is the first time Jonathan Kent ever flew, which meant absolutely nothing to me until I listened to everybody talk about first appearances. So there you go. Detail on it's really nice. Sorry about the glare. Just is what it is. Kick-Ass 2 cover. This cover was one I got, and it was at the time, it was one of the biggest purchases I'd ever made. I was so excited that I got it. I just love this. It's everything quietly, you know, kind of an interesting ethnic face with a cool outfit. Milkman Man in the all-star pose. Jupiter's legacy reaching into your mind. A couple more Jupiter's legacy covers. I really love the storytelling of this cover. It's just, you know, a lot of times quietly has defaulted lately to your more, just a simpler cover. I mean, simpler for him. It's very detailed and exquisitely drafted, but I like the storytelling covers. Those are fun. And this is one of my favorites, so I was very happy to get this one. Prodigy 1 cover. This this was a gift from Frank for giving to an auction. It's a really nice watercolor of Morpheus from Sandman. Also has this little, the fun part of my Quietly collection is finding little coffee stains or ink stains here and there. Got some of those coming up. This was for giving to the Kickstarter for or Indiegogo for his short film. If you haven't seen that, it's on. It's a Frank Quietly written story, and all the characters he designed and the environments, or I think he had to help do it, the environments of it. It's a fun little Christmas story. We got a splash here from the Authority. Legless. It's cool because if you look, there's people like walking on the guy. I love that. X-Men page. Pax Americana. Got the dove a piece there. Couple of pages from Jupiter's Legacy. I love this one. That one's cool, from issue 1. It's got this really nice detailed panel at the top. Very good stuff. My Superman All-Star pages. This was from the DVD of the villains. And we got this Null or Kroll or something. Anyway. In the car. This double page spread. Pax Americana. Love this. This is what I was talking about. We got some nice, couple little Glaswegian coffee stains. I love this double page spread. I love, you know, everything about, like, just the rendering and the action and the storytelling. It's just fantastic. Another Authority page. Got a Blackheart page. This was from early story he did for Dark Horse Presents. Look at the, just this really nice detail that we got going on here. Really cool stuff. Sorry, my camera work is adequate. Got some prelims here. This was the, I don't think Jimmy Palmiotti's ever gonna let go of that sucker, but I got the prelim. Got a Books of Magic prelim. It's kind of fun. A couple of Wizard prelims, or maybe one is New X-Men. I think the Jean Grey's New X-Men and the Wolverine is Wizard. All-Star Superman prelim. This is a prelim for the Endless poster that he did. Got a nice face there on Death. I always like that. Flex Mentallo prelim. Don't tell Nick Patera. He knows. Bike Club prelim. I don't think he ever made that one. Got a couple of nice action-packed authority pages. Gotta go faster. There should be. Some Chaikin work. Nice page for American flag. Drawing of Black Hawk. This was the title page to Satellite Sam. I love Satellite Sam. That had all the characters on it, so I thought that was cool. Nice black page. Craft temp board. These two pages are blank because those are, we've got some new, maybe some more quietly work coming. Here's a couple of John Byrne pages. Just got that one from Anthony. You know, I can't say that I'll ever own one of the older Byrne X-Men pages, but you know, this is a nice consolation. Great action page, fair price. Byrne in Austin on Indiana Jones. I loved this book so much when I was a kid. I made a audio tape of it. A couple of really fun Eminem pages that I picked up, I think from Dueling Dealers, maybe. Eminem is probably the most influential artist of the probably past decade, in my opinion. But some great Paul Pope work. Love THB. Always liked that book. Convention drawing from Silvestri and a Bruce Timm Black Canary prelim. Just nice, just such nice work here. Got another Dueling Dealers pickup flash page that from Butch Geis. I loved this flash book so much when it came out right after Crisis. So you know, to get a page from it, it was reasonably priced. I was very happy about it. Got this awesome Jeff Darrow page. Jeff Darrow's the best. And this from Chaikin on Dueling Dealers. That's it. I got a little more art than that, but not much. Anyway. Thanks, guys.
Hey, there you have it. Thank you, Chuck. I think we're onto something here. And thank you, Mikhail, for doing this in that group chat that we're in the first time. I think it gave us all some inspiration. So, and I've seen other people sharing different flips inside that chat too. So hopefully we'll be getting lots more people sending those in the future, because they are a lot of fun. They really are, and that makes me want to do one. But I don't have as good a portfolio as most of you guys. But yeah, that was fun. As a Quietly fan, it was nice to see those pieces. I saw that there was an interesting question, and I don't have a good answer for it. It came from Marcus, where he said, "Is a portfolio good to use on all those pencil pieces?" And I would assume so, but I don't know who anybody has any comments on that one. But Marcus said it was an interesting thought, and it's true with all Quietly's work. Mostly, I mean, I like the pencil only stuff from Quietly myself. So Calypso, we can come up with lots of different names for this whole thing. But yeah, so thank you very much to Chuck. And I can tell you, Tyler Turner has sent me a flip for next week. So we'll be seeing that one from Tyler next Wednesday. Let's see what else we got going on here. I should probably show the EXP thing so I don't forget that. I want to save most of my Comic Art Live conversation for the kind of the tail end of this before we get into the CAF update. So I've got Nick's latest EXP promo, and I should tell you this: I'm actually going to have a sponsor of this show. Believe it or not, I was talking with somebody, and they really wanted to do it, and we've been talking about it for a little while about like what would it get you? I don't know, because it's just this is just a show, right? So I'm going to be probably, I guess, first week of June. We'll have like a 3-minute segment during every show. It's kind of stuff I'm already doing, but I'll be taken care of for doing it. So that'll be, I guess I should probably hold off on it, but yeah, something you'll see it. I guess 2 shows from now, but it's not going to be anything overt or anything you're not used to seeing. Very much probably in line with what we see from Nick every week that I share with these EXP videos. That's what made me think of it. But just some extra, a little bit of PR, and I've actually wanted to kind of work on a different weekly kind of column that I've been wanting to put together that coincides with the CAF update. I want to start promoting the CAF update a bit more so we can get more people watching it. I've been pondering how to do that. So this thing I'll be doing will actually give me a reason to put together this new editorial thing on Thursdays that I've been wanting to do. So let's see, what is this? How is Como for the Como crowd? Well, I don't know. You can ask it. I know a few people in the chat probably did go to Como. I will say that Tatiana, after her issues with the connections on Saturday, and I can't apologize enough for that. She was pretty disappointed in it. I wish Coca-Cola was the sponsor, Matt. But let's see. So Tatiana is en route back to her home in Colorado. So she tried actually getting me all of her video files prior to the show, and things weren't working out from the airport on it with her connection. So my feeling is I'm going to have a lot of material from her probably tonight or tomorrow. So I would expect to see a lot of Como coverage in next Wednesday's CAF update, because she said she got a whole lot of photos that were sent to her from other people who were there. So, I mean, it'll probably be a long segment when I put that together. Maybe I'll even have Tatiana on and we talk a bit about it. I know Aranga was there, and Larry was there. Right? So everybody, there were a few people that were there as well. And I've emailed with several. I emailed with Annabelle a few times after the show. She told me how great it was. So again, it's a great opportunity if you can make it to Italy, right? So maybe next year that'll be in my plans. But as everybody noted, and I saw somebody on Facebook, I tried texting, but maybe they didn't notice it. But to enter yourself into tonight's giveaway, you have to put the exclamation point in front of the word enter when you submit it. And I didn't see them do it a second time, but I tried to text them directly on Facebook. So, but the name's already slid by me, so I can't go back to it. But that is how you enter into the contest tonight. Exclamation point, enter, and you'll be in it. Right now, there's, what do we got? 38 people already entered into this competition, 39 with NSN Art. So 40 with Johnny McCloskey. See, it just keeps going up. But yeah, I should have got Coca-Cola to sponsor the show. That would have been totally appropriate. But no, it's an industry business. But yeah, hey, we got to work. There we go. Mike Rock has entered in from Facebook the proper way. Thank you very much, Mike. And oh yeah, now we've got lots of people entering. Frozen Burrito. Hey, Frozen Burrito, I'll get back to you after this weekend, just so you know. I saw your email right before the show, but there's no way I'm going to be able to even think about that until Monday. So yes, back to the EXP. Of course, Nick's show every Friday at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. He's hit his 1,000 subscribers. He's able to get super chats. So it was his birthday last week. So Nick just keeps rolling along and selling art and making everybody in the hobby happy just as much as I am. So again, his show's at 7 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. And I've got his 2-minute preview here for the artwork he's going to have for sale. So I'm going to play that now.
Hey everybody, this Friday, May the 20th, we are going to have some fantastic art at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Original Art Experience. Now, this past Friday on the 13th, the day before my birthday, we had almost the entire show at $53 a page, and everybody was excited. Then I told everybody if we at least hit 54 likes, I was going to do a few more pieces of art at $53. So I am not going to tell you which pages will be 53, but what we're going to do is have a few pages at 53, have a few pages at $75, and then a few pages at other prices. So, but this is what we will have. We will have Weapon X by Ron Garney, pure pencils on the show. 2 beautiful pages. We will have Captain America by Steve Epting. We will have John Romita Jr. Captain America. We will have The Sentry by John Romita Jr. We will have more. Check out Orson Randall, Cam Smith, Iron Fist. Oops, I'm not good at putting those back. Then we will have New Mutants by Diego Neves and Cam Smith. Then we will have a cover. We were asked for a Red Sonja cover. This will not be $53, that's for certain, or $75. Then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy movie adaptation art. We will have commissioned cover art, including Doomsday Clock, Rorschach, and Cable by Ken Hazer. Silver, beautiful silver. And we are going to have some high quality 100-pound gallery art silk stock lithographs. I may put one or two of these under $20, and maybe some of the signed ones will be $53 for my birthday. You never know. So, this Friday, May the 20th, the Original Art Experience, 7 p.m. Now, we're also, want to let you know, we're skipping the 27th because it's Memorial Day weekend and everybody needs a rest. But that's why this Friday will be even more jam-packed. So, I'll see you then. And before you go, hit that thumbs up and share. Let your friends know because it's going to be an exciting show. Have a great one. See you Friday at 7 on The Experience.
Yep, there you have it. There is his promo for tomorrow. Always, like I said, it's always fun. I don't get to tune in as often as I'd like, but Nick is always very entertaining, I think, and I appreciate all the time he spends in our chat cheerleading everybody on to hit that like button. So if you haven't hit the like button already, go for it. You can do it. Everybody who's already gone and entered into our giveaway should hit the like button. What do we got here? I don't even know. We're at 51 now. So yeah, lots going on here. And I just realized I never got the auction videos and whatnot from my son. I'm going to have to check that while I'm talking here. But what else we got going on here? I should probably go over the schedule. So I haven't changed a whole lot of things in the schedule, but I did add a few. I actually had a few things kind of fall in my lap that made it easy for me to modify the schedule just a little bit. So let me go ahead and pull up those things. So coming up next week on Monday, I will have Jason Sean Alexander on the channel. That'll be fun. Artist, of course, and love his work. We'll be just chatting about his career, probably showing off some new artwork that he's done, talking about some other projects he's got working on. So that'll be on Monday. Tuesday, I've got Stephen DeVeach on, and Steve's just completely fun. If you didn't see the thumbnail that I created for that show, you should definitely check it out on YouTube. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull it up and load it into here, but it was a picture of he and his son, and well, if you know Steve and his brand of humor, this was pretty awesome. Actually, you know what? I'll load it in here and I'll show it to you because it made me laugh. It made my day. So here, let me highlight it right here. Look at that. No art was damaged when he created this photograph for us. See, but as you can see, he and his son broke out the Crayolas and started coloring, and God only knows how much how he might have increased the value of that artwork by doing that. He and his son are very, very talented. Even the jar of Skippy right there on the table with them. He's got MODOK. What more can you ask for? But Steve will be on the show with me next Tuesday. And and just so you know, that those are not real pieces of art. He did photocopy his artwork and put that all together for us. But I love Steve's collection. He's kind of in that same Bronze Age Marvel kind of vein as I am. So I'm going to have a lot of fun talking with him about his art collection. And I haven't seen him in a long, long, long time. He's a Chicago native. And I think the last time I got to see Steve was, Wizard World Chicago, probably around like 06 or something. So it's going to be fun to get to hang out with him next Tuesday. Now on Saturday, I guess I should have noted that Tatiana is going to be coming on to the channel. Really, probably it won't even last a half hour. I can't even tell you how long it's going to last, but I think it's a 9 p.m. start time. And she has a really, 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 really important piece of art that she is going to be offering for sale. And we were talking about it, and I said, yeah, that'd be kind of cool to do this art drop with her. And I think it'll be fun. regardless, we love fresh content here on the channel. So I'll be doing that with Tatiana next Saturday. Gosh, we probably could have wedged it into the CAF update, but we're going to do it on Saturday. That's all there is to it. So then let's see. Next week I've got Gym of Food. Then the Thursday at 8 p.m. I've got Comic Connect on for a preview. I'll have Prop Store previewing their auction. The following week on Monday, Fish Benz will be joining me. Or, as we all know, Fish could have his own show on this channel, but he's going to be my guest and interviewee subject on that day, the 7th of June. And then I'll have Joe and Nadia on with a hot preview for the 14th. So you can see with all these auctions going on in June, that's why we really had to make that high price show when we did, because it just it wasn't in the cards. You throw Comic Art Live in there. I mean, we would have probably had to wait till June or August or something like that. And we just felt like we were getting enough pressure from people wanting to actually, have us do that show that there was just no way to do it any other way. I'm sorry. So I missed all these chats while you guys were doing that. So I apologize. Is Mafood selling any art? No, we didn't talk about that at all. And I probably should, more the opportunities that are out there, I really should probably talk with the creators, but no, we were just going to do an interview. Same thing with Sean. So, but we'll see. I mean, I think that I know you guys would love it if I were doing more art sales, but yeah, not that time. But there you go. That's a good idea, Jay Murray. Itoya Portfolios presents the weekly flip. We could get sponsorships all over the place. I could start looking like a NASCAR driver or something. Just start stitching logos on me. But yeah, we'll see. But that's a great idea. I should throw it to the audience all the time. You guys have better ideas on how I can get raise some funds and get some sponsorships around here. But yeah, I like that idea a lot. I saw Carlos made that comment on Facebook earlier, because we did add Kelly Jones to our list of panels on Saturday. I believe it's at 6 o'clock. I'll go over that when I get to talking about Comic Art Live. But no, Kelly, we didn't even talk about that. And in fact, I didn't line Kelly up. John Suntress from Word Balloon was helping me out. He was kind of striking out on some of the opportunities he thought he might be able to have as far as getting artists to kind of agree to do a panel. But he got Kelly to agree to sit down with us on Saturday at 6 p.m. So I kind of entered into the whole show thinking we weren't going to have a whole lot of panels, and now I've got 7 panels each day. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy show. Just when I thought I was going to, panels aren't going to be a thing of the show in the future. Then everything changes. But that's how it goes. I mean, a lot of the bigger cons don't really finalize their panel schedules until a couple weeks before their shows as well. So I mean, they don't even publish them. MegaCon didn't put me on didn't announce that I was on the schedule until a couple weeks ago as well. But that is how it goes. And as far as the sales shows go, what do we got here? Next week is on the Wednesday Dueling Dealers, like I said, $2,000 or less show. And that'll be a 12 rounder. So both guys will be bringing 24 pieces of art. Then after that, on Monday, the 30th, I've got Michael Finn joining me. And it's not going to be a dueling dealer or amateur dueling dealer episode or anything. He is just going to bring some art. And we haven't really settled on a figure, but maybe anywhere between 15 and 20 pieces, I imagine. And they'll all be for sale. And we'll talk a little bit about each piece as we show them. It'll be a collector art trap, effectively. And it was something Michael and I talked about. He thought it was a good idea. Try something a little different. Not the same old dueling matchups that we're used to doing. So we'll give that a try. Then I've got 3 shows consecutive, Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday, which I don't think is a problem because it's all very different art that's going to be shown. On the 11th of June, it's a Saturday at 2 p.m., I will have Howard Chaykin back into the mix, and he will be bringing, I believe, 20 pieces of art again. He's doing 2 cover recreations, not Star Wars. And so it's going to make for, I think, a very, very interesting show. I'm sure Howard will not pull any punches this time. I won't, deflect him like I did at the beginning of the last one, where I think I put him off so he wouldn't ride me like he usually does every interviewer that he's worked with in the past. But he's his wit is sharp, and I think we'll see that when I have him back on that Saturday. Sunday, June 12th, Joe Linsner. We're doing another, it looks like another probably 24 piece art drop with him. And originally we were talking about mostly being interior pages, and as it turns out, it looks like we are going to probably have a lot of covers again, which isn't a bad thing, of course. But he actually has only sent me 2 pieces so far, and of course they were both cover pieces. So again, that'll be fun. And both of those shows are those ones where I'm working with Third Eye Comics to do all the fulfillment. So when the shows happen, the art will be in Third Eye's hands already, and it just makes so once you pay, the artwork gets shipped out right away. So in most cases, you'll pay over the weekend, and by Monday or Tuesday, everything will be packed and shipped, and you'll have the artwork by Friday. And then we're all happy when that happens, right? We get the art just as fast as when you're buying it from Anthony or from Mike. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking here trying to get those video files I mentioned. But so, all right. And then finally, 2 things. I've added James Siegel versus Khalil as an amateur dueling dealer match on Monday, June 13th. So they reached out and said we've tried to work out a few dates. This is the one that we've picked. I think it's a good one. So it'll be on Monday, June 13th at 9 p.m. That's our next amateur show. And I don't have anything on the schedule amateur-wise after that. So any of you who ever wanted to have a match or would like to have a rematch or anything like that, you just let me know. I would say we'd probably start booking dates in July for any upcoming amateur matches. And I do have Dennis Cowan back on the schedule, of course, July 30th. That's also a Saturday at 2 p.m. And that's another Third Eye Fulfilled event. Again, with the artwork already in hand when we're shipping it. And yep, Javi says James versus Khalil sounds like a doozy, folks. Indeed, I completely agree. That one's going to be a lot of fun. I think those guys were the first pair of collectors that I had on an interview at one time, and we had a really, really good time. Even after the show, it was back when I still owned my miniature golf course. I gave him a tour, walked my laptop around the course, and showed it to him. So I'm looking forward to doing a show with both of those guys. Ruben says Cohen. I will never be able to live that down. But again, blame Jim McLaughlin for that. Jim McLaughlin still calls him Cohen. So what are you going to do? I can't. Some people you just can't fix it. Dueling dealers, dealing doozies. Yeah, say that 10 times fast, Brett. So final stuff with the schedules. Let me pull it up. As you know, tomorrow, that's why I've really bitten off way more than I should have. I will be at MegaCon tomorrow doing a panel at 11 o'clock. And I'll have Ken Carson from 4C on with me. Mike Berkey was supposed to fly down, but his flight was canceled or delayed or something. And so he ended up not flying down here. And in his place is going to be Bill Morrison. So of course, from 4C as well. Artist, as we all know, but of course, Bill's been a long time collector, and really, the conversation that we're going to have for the panel is going to be pretty light. I don't think I could handle much more anything too serious, but we're just going to have a fun conversation about original art collecting. Hopefully, turn on some new collectors to the hobby, or answer questions for people who who don't hang out with us here, where we're answering everybody's questions every week. So. But yeah, so that's tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So anybody who is at MegaCon, feel free to hang out in the panel. I'll probably have, if I can remember to bring them, I'll bring some Billigan cards with me. I'll hand them out to anybody who wants a Billigan card. I've got a couple hundred of those left. So, but yeah, it'll be fun. And I'll hang out at the show for a couple hours. But of course, with Comic Art Live rolling in, really tomorrow evening, I really don't have a lot of time to spend at the show. So, but Kevin Boyd and I have, he'd asked me to do a panel, what was it, the year before, and I turned him down because of COVID and everything. And so I really wanted to do this one, and I felt, hey, I'm here in Florida, I can make this work. So it's going to be a little bit of a stressful day tomorrow, just getting in there, getting our badges and doing that, and then I told my daughters they could spend a couple hours on the show floor, and then we'll race back here and keep working on things. Maureen's going to have to hold down the fort, kind of monitor all the booth-related issues that may or may not come up. And, you know, I don't have to remind you, of course, Comic Art Live this weekend. That's the big one. And then I can talk about Heroes, but I can't talk about Heroes yet because I was hoping I could give you more details on that Thursday night event. It has become it's evolved into really kind of a party for the entire show. So it's going to be a bigger get together than just art collectors. Although I'd say by and large that we are all going to dominate the number of attendees for that. It's just kind of a kickoff party for their 40th anniversary, and you know, I think it's still going to be a whole lot of fun. But the thing is, we have not really finalized all of the PR that is going on around the event on Thursday night. So I believe George said that Tuesday is the drop dead announcement date for where it's happening, when it's happening, and you know, whether or not there'll be food available for purchase. Even I don't have all of the answers to that, but again, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get to hang out with everybody on that Thursday evening. It's going to be a blast. And then, of course, that whole show is going to be fun. Drink and draw on Friday night, and we've got the art auction on Saturday night. So, I mean, again, it's back to, I don't know where we're all coming up with all the money to kind of keep this hobby rolling like we are, but it's going to be, you know, the next month is just jam packed with stuff. And then you have San Diego in July. I mean, I'm not going to that, unfortunately, this year, but yeah, so that's going to be, it's going to be fun. So I did get a few things downloaded here, but why don't we go ahead and start talking about Comic Art Live, because things have clearly started heating up, and I've got, I mean, a lot of the booths have been created just in the last couple of days. People are adding art like crazy, and it always happens that way. No matter how many prep emails I send out, there's only like 4 or 5 people who populate their booths in advance of the show, and then everybody else is just uploading art like crazy in the last 24 to 48 hours. And I can actually share a couple screens here. I won't show you too much, but what do we got here? Where are we at? If I close this and refresh it, where are we at? So 2,178 artworks are going to drop on Saturday at the moment. 625 will also drop on Sunday. So what? We're just at 2,800 artworks, not dollars, 2,800 artworks in the show right now. You figure we've got, well, at 10 a.m. on Saturday is when posting to Saturday ends. So we've got 36 more hours of people posting artwork. So my guess would be, if we're at 2,800 right now, I think that will probably be close to 4,000 artworks available for sale by the time Saturday's booths, editions end. And then, of course, people can post artwork to their Sunday drop leading up to 10 a.m. on Sunday when that ends as well. So we'll probably be sitting somewhere around 4,400 pieces of art for sale, which is a little less than the November show, where I believe we had 4,800 artworks available. So you never know. But in November, we did have 235 exhibitors, and right now we're at 205. But again, I still think that's going to change because so many people literally will be creating booths tomorrow. I'm watching my email right now, and I've seen 2 booths get created in the last 30 minutes. So you just never know. But there'll be a lot of art to look at, and I'm going to scroll past the little preview. Yep, nope, can't look at what's in the preview there. But here is our panel list for the weekend, which again, I really thought, I mean, when I was just a week ago, I literally only had about 3 or 4 confirmed panels total, it felt like. But now I've got seven panels on both days. And the first one on Saturday and the last one on Sunday are, of course, me. But after that, we've got on Saturday, Nick Klein, thanks to Felix, will be part of the show. He really kicks off the first major panel of the day, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Nick Patera is coming back. Felix will be doing the interview with him, and what Nick's going to be doing is previewing actually the art from the book, which we didn't get to do when I had Nick on. So they're really going to be looking at a lot of the originals from Nick for his new book. And so that'll be pretty cool. And then I've got Howard Chaykin's going to be our 4 o'clock show. He's going to do his paradigm conversation where he talks about storytelling, writing, art, and how that relates to the art. And as we all know, Howard's probably one of the best illustrators out there as far as panels go. He's a master storyteller, and so I'm looking forward to that. I know he's done these before, and it's something that he modifies for every conversation when he does this. So he's put together a whole new kind of layout for our conversation, and he'll spend an hour talking about his process. So I think that's going to be fun. And then I've got Adam Hughes and Allison Sohn at 5 o'clock. I'm going to be doing that panel with them, longtime friends of mine. And as everybody probably is aware by now, Adam is not doing work in comics right now. He's on he got a good gig somewhere else that he can't talk about. And so I'm sure we're not going to talk about what that gig is either, but we'll be talking about Adam and Allison's time in the hobby. And obviously for me, yeah, Adam was one of those guys early on, thanks to Allison, who started changing what convention sketch prices were when we were seeing people flip on eBay and those sorts of things. So they've been very influential in the pricing of original art in the hobby for quite some time. And so I'm sure, I'm going to ask a few questions kind of angled towards that, as you can imagine. And just getting to talk with Adam and Allison will be fun. I haven't seen them in 5 or 6 years. It feels like I email with Allison 3 or 4 times a year typically, but haven't been able to see them both in person. And they're actually not going to be together. Allison is doing I think a dog show I'm not even sure where she's at, but Adam's at home and Allison's on the road. And so we'll make that work out. And then as many of you noticed, we did add Kelly Jones to our 6 o'clock time slot on Saturday. And then that's going to be fun. And again, I'm not doing that interview. John Suntress is, but I'll probably I'll probably hang out in the green room with him ahead of the show, that chat and afterwards as well. I hope. I've never met Kelly before, but I've always wanted to talk with him. So fingers crossed. And maybe, you never know, maybe I could get Kelly to do an art sale sometime in the future. Something I'll at least broach with him. 9 o'clock on Saturday night, we will have an art sale. I've done these a couple times with Jiggy where I think it's going to be 60 pieces of art. So it'll probably be a 2-hour show. A lot of his artists will be in attendance. The images that you see there are actually from a November show. I have new images that he sent me from artwork that will actually be a part of the show. I just haven't had a chance to update the graphic yet, but that's going to be fun. And again, 9 o'clock on Saturday for that art drop. So as if you didn't have enough art that you bought earlier in the show, we're going to do it again Saturday night. Then back to Sunday, as always, Anthony Snyder leads us off at noon. He'll be doing his usual thing from the warehouse. I'm sure there will be live music, as always. He keeps it lively. There will be. He's told me he's going to have some art for sale. I don't know if what exactly he's going to bring. And that's true. Mikhail mentioned that Jiggy's been previewing a lot of the artwork on Instagram. That is true. I have not had a chance to check it out myself, but I know that he's been doing that. And he sent out a mailer today, or maybe even yesterday, that had some extra information in it. And let's see, Chris Lutz mentions that Kelly's been posting some amazing stuff on Twitter that he can't believe he still has. Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do, guys. You never know what I can do, but anything's possible. But so Anthony Snyder kicks us off. Paulo Rivera, who we've had on twice before, will be our 1 o'clock time slot. He is at least doing 4 of his painted head sketches that he does and has sold in the past. I don't think he's doing I think the last time he did a Spider-Man piece that was very polished, and I don't remember what the other piece was, but I don't think he's doing any of the higher, the more expensive pieces. I'm pretty confident he'll have at least 4 painted head piece, sketches again, as he's done in the past. Those will be for sale. And I should say, Felix has said that Nick Klein might have some art for sale, and I don't know if Nick Patera is, because I know that they're planning on doing a special art drop with Nick's upcoming projects artwork. So I don't think that there'll be any artwork for sale from Nick, but Nick Patera. But Nick Klein may have a few pieces available during his panel. Just have to wait and see. I've not gotten confirmation from that, but Felix said it's definitely a possibility. Let's see, what do we got after Paulo? We've got Paul Kupperberg and then Mike Gold. Those are at 2 and 4. both longtime writers, of course, and those are going to be hosted by John Centris. So I'm glad that he was able to. John's always helped me fill in the gaps when I had spaces in there. I still have a 3 o'clock that I could actually squeeze somebody else in, and you never know. We may end up adding one more panel before all is said and done. We've got Marco Gali and Jason Krager. Those are both from TDR, Tatiana, of course, and we'll be. I think I'm going to be running that panel, and then Nick Dragotta at 6 p.m. There might be art for sale. I can only say might because I know that Nick and Felix talked about doing a couple pieces and maybe having them available as part of that. As everybody knows, we're doing that sketch show on Friday night that we pre-sold all those sketch opportunities. Felix knew about it, and he said, well, maybe if I can sell a few pieces, we can work out the same kind of percentage over to the show. And so that's why he said he was going to try with both Dragotta and Klein. So we'll see. There may be, and if I get any confirmation on that, I'll certainly let everybody know. So because I know many people will probably want to tune in if either of those guys have art for sale. And then of course I'll do the show recap without a sword in hand. That I just like that old picture, so I use it a lot. But that'll probably be the expression on my face at 7 p.m. on Sunday when this is all said and done. So there you have it. That is the panel lineup that we've got. Now I did get several people that sent me basically some previews of what they're bringing, and so I want to go over those as well and I won't be able to give you links. I'm going to send out an email that kind of covers all this, with links to their booths tomorrow or maybe early on Saturday before the show opens. But I want to kind of read through these because I did get several of these. Andy and Veronica Fish, they're always in Artist Alley. They typically almost always sell out of everything that they bring, and they've been so they've supported the show really since we started it. They let's see. Read through some of this here. They said that for the show, they're going to be putting together some published covers and pages, as well as the complete cover and all interior pages to Sabrina the Teenage Witch #4, all done traditionally. And for commissions, they'll be doing a very limited number, ranging from quick headshots, con-style sketches, to more finished, larger commissions, plus 3 Team Fish commissions, which represent the closest thing to their cover work together. So, and I know their commissions typically always sell out too. So I bought a piece from them as well. So I think that, they do great work. They've been a big supporter of the show. So check out their booth, and it'll be in the Artist Alley section of everything. Then Tatiana, she has said that she will have several new artworks, including a new cover from Saya, a couple exclusive watercolors from Macone, and other pieces from artists that she doesn't rep, but she'll have some specially priced pieces. Sonia also has opened her commission list for the first time in a couple of years, and we're opening that on the show first. So, again, as everybody knows, premium members get early access to the show. You get in at 11 o'clock on Saturday, so a lot of these commission lists will probably get filled up beforehand. And if I'm not mistaken, I know Tatiana already went through that. I know she has other artists that are taking commissions as well, though she didn't include this in this write-up. But I believe at least 3 or 4 other artists are taking commission lists during the show. Now, I could tease this piece, I believe, from John. I don't think he would mind. John Livesay wrote me saying that he's only bringing 1 artwork. And he and Ryan Benjamin just completed a huge triple-piece cover featuring all of Batman's rogues. That's a big one, done on 3 artboards, so it's 33 by 11, all old school, with Benjamin's pencils and John's inks right on the boards. There's a possibility of it being printed in the DC comic universe this year. And can I show it? Let's see. Look at that. Pretty nice. Just teasing it a little bit there, but I'm not gonna, that's all I'm going to show though. No more. So I don't want to show too much, but that is his one and the one and only piece that he's bringing. Let's see what else we got here, because I got a lot more of these to go through after John's. Oh, we'll see in the audience tonight. He says he'll be putting up more, but for now he has 3 Jim Valentino pieces up: an early Image Comics cover, Alliance 3 by Valentino and Dan Davis. And also, it's never been available to the public. Bought directly from the penciler, 1995 piece. Also, an early Guardians of the Galaxy half splash from issue 4, bought directly from the inker, features Taserface versus Aletta and Martinez, and then a Guardians of the Galaxy page featuring Starhawk that has been out of the market for over a decade. So there is that. That sounds good from Will. Jason K is doing a big house cleaning with art from Tradmore, Frank Whiteley, James Jean, Bernie Wrightson, and multiple complete stories and more from Jason K's booth during Comic Art Live. Shannon Weathers will have art for sale by Howard Chaykin, Dick Dillon, Jock Kaluta, Sheldon Mayer, Timothy Truman, Bernie Wrightson, Thomas Yates, Scotty Young. Titles include Captain Carrot, Jonah Hex, Punisher, Swamp Thing, and Vigilante. Let's see. Milos K has, their gallery, their booth, will be posting 48 Tim Vigil pieces on behalf of the artist. Half are finished ink and or colored pieces, and half are sketch prelim pieces. So check out Milos. Milos is kind of, I guess, repping or helping Tim sell some artwork. So there's a wide price range of things there. So let's see what else we got. James Mealy from Sequential Treasures will be offering 40 new pieces fresh to market. Lots of stuff from the 80s. Marvel pages from Strange Tales, X Factor, stuff from Terry Schumacher, a few current Archie complete short stories by Dan Parent and Bob Smith, as well as several pages from Archie Horror Stories, and several pages from Mike Vosberg, whom I know James works with, which includes some Valiant comic splash pages from the 90s, 80s Marvel comic pages, some pinup illustrations, and a published cover to his self-published creation called The Mad Mummy. And all of these will be priced to sell at very reasonable prices. Next up, Jeff M. Art Sales. He's got, I know he's populating his booth. I haven't really seen what he's posted yet, but I know that 3 of his artists are taking commissions. Nathan Burr, Eric Donovan, and Sean Izakse. I'm probably blowing that one. Izaakse, a Marvel artist. So prices range on all of those anywhere between $75 up to $800, depending on what you're looking for. Jim Warden, who I got a really good email from today. Jim's got a lot of cool things happening for him in the future, but Jim's going to have over 40 pieces of fresh artwork to the market. Of course, Jim's from Distinctive Original Artwork, DOA. He's got never before offered pieces by John Byrne, Matt Wagner, Salvador LaRocca, all people he represents, of course, as well as several 1990s Alan Davis pages. Jason, I know you're broke. Let's see what else. A Dave Stevens Rocketeer pencil sketch, and all Art Adams Godzilla pages, and many more surprises. As he says, truly something for every collecting budget, as prices will range from $150 to a maximum of $4,250. Then I got an update from Randy House. Randy's offering a Frazetta Museum Catgirl remarked print. This will be in his booth on Saturdays. You've seen those. They've sold for a whole lot of money on Heritage, anywhere between up to $12,000 to even $19,000, somewhere around there. He is going to be offering that at 12.5. I guess it is one of the ones with the. I kind of read out of line there, but it's the one with the cat and the girls. There weren't many of those that had both, and so that's what that one's going to be, priced appropriately given the market today. So let's see, we got Modern Mythology. They're happy to be taking part in the first show for them with us, and they've got several things that they're going to be bringing. Many have not been made public until now, and that's good. I mean, it'd be cool one day if I could actually work with them on their website, but he's going to be bringing new work from Phil Jimenez, Tom Riley, Ken Marion, Talent Caldwell, and more artists who are taking commissions for either, he's got it written down for either Fan Expo Dallas pickup or mail out are Sue Lee, Jordan Gunderson, Steve Irwin, and Kez Wilson. You will find available lots of art in the main booth, and he's basically doing a lot like say Marquet has done in the past, where he adds in a lot of artwork for each of the artists as well. So there you have that, and Josh will be available all weekend to take any questions related to commissions and whatnot. James Pasco will be in Artist Alley. He's going to be offering free shipping, priority mail anywhere in the U.S. on all commissions and original art sales during the show. As I mentioned, Adam Hughes will be on a panel with me, but he will also have a booth. And I got an email from Alice, and she said, I saw your message about anything special. While she hesitates to mention it, she has said that Adam is going to try to do some sketch covers prior to the show, and hopefully he'll get those done, and those will be a part of his booth. So he just wanted to do something fun because, like I said, he's not working in comics right now, and he wanted to kind of keep things, get a few unique things in there that at an affordable price. So he's going to try. That's not a guarantee though. Let's see, we got Rick Verbanis for his booth, and his booth is entitled Captain America and Other Superhero Art for Sale. He's going to be giving away a free cap print with any purchase. They might even be signed. I don't know which one that is, but I've kind of browsed through his booth today. Lots of great art, I can tell you that. So that's all of the announcements that I've gotten so far. So I wasn't watching the chat at all. I apologize. Lots of stuff going on, but I will kind of concatenate all of that into an email and send that out. Probably, I think I'm going to probably do it later tomorrow, just so everybody's got it. But it'll give you links into their CAF Comic Art Live booths. Sorry, to make it easier for you to pick up artwork from them. And I got to tell everybody, Maureen has done a doozy of a job with the keyword alert. There will be a keyword alert. It will go out at, I'm going to say it, I'll say it, 10:30 to premium members on Saturday for the Saturday art drop, and 10:30 a.m. again on Sunday for the Sunday art drop. They are going to be big. She ran one for me a day and a half ago against my 12 keywords. Of course, you guys can have 20. She ran it against my 12, and that thing was a long scroll because one of my keywords was cover. And oh my God, I mean, there were probably, at that point when she ran it, there was probably 400 or 500 artworks in my keyword email. So I know everybody's excited. I saw Scott screaming yes, Jason's yelling yes. I mean, so this will give you something to look at 30 minutes before you can get into the hall to buy it. So if I were you, premium members, get in there and finesse your want list keywords now. And, I think you'll, just take it easy. I mean, we're going to actually run a test probably tomorrow. We were going to do it today, but she was out all day and I was so tied up all day. But I just wanted to run a test against the whole list because we have 1,000 premium members, and really only about half of them, I think, have want list keywords. So I'm going to, just for the sake of doing it, I should show this, walk everybody through what we're talking about here with the want list keywords. So, let's see. Every once in a while, my browser doesn't like to. There we go. So let's just go over here. Got my microphone in the way. I can't see what I'm doing. Underneath your account and collection is your comic art want list. First thing in the list. Now, remember, as a premium member, these keywords here generate an email to you every 5 minutes. If there's a match, an artwork for sale in the classifieds or in our dealer section, so every 5 minutes, we will update you on this. So if you're a premium member and you're not using your comic art want list keyword set, get with the program, get some keywords in there. You're allowed to have 20 at the moment. And I know I've offered to do more, but I'll tell you what, I want to wait and see what happens when we try to send this email at 10:30 on Saturday morning. But I can go ahead and just click on the link for you so you can see it. You've got 20 slots to fill in. And, I've always just put generic stuff in here just so I can see my emails coming in. And that's why I leave like cover and whatnot. Please don't put the word art in your keyword. That isn't a wise thing for any of us to do. But you can see it's a good thing. But why? Why is it a good thing? Like I just mentioned, you get an email every day when any new artwork is posted to CAF for sale. And if you're a premium member, you get the update immediately. So fill these in. You should. It's how you can stay ahead of your the competition for the artwork that you want to buy. Now, on Saturday at 10:30, we are going to only run this for premium members. As everybody knows, if you're not a premium member, you only have 10 slots on the keywords, and we send a want list alert out to you, but we send it out 8 hours after the artwork was posted to CAF. So by and large, if you're not a premium member, that artwork's already sold. Say if you've got Frank Quitely in your list, it's sold. And so when 8 hours comes around, we don't even email you because the artwork's not even available anymore. So if you're not a premium member, you're not getting the alerts like you should. And, again, you should be taking advantage of that. So Saturday morning will be interesting, but again, it'll give everybody the opportunity to see the list ahead of time and kind of game plan where you want to go, which booths you want to check out, and any artwork that you'd be interested in. But, to me, you can see I've got very generic stuff in there. I put Cho, Kamolo, cover. It's, to me, the more specific you are, the better off you're going to be. I mean, if you know that you're looking for Sienkiewicz Moonlight, right, then that should be your keyword, Sienkiewicz Moonlight, rather than just Sienkiewicz. But, to each their own. You've only got 20 slots here, so whatever your focus is on, that is what you should put in here. But it'll be fun, and I look forward to getting any feedback from people as far as what they think with the keyword alert. But again, it's going to be huge, because when Maureen ran it for me, there was only I think there might have been 1,500 artworks total. And again, it was a very, very, very long email. It's going to take you a half hour to scroll it in most cases just to see, the artwork that is available. But we're giving it a try, and I know it's going to work well. I just, I'm just nervous about it. 10:30, yes, Frank. Everything, time wise for everything that I'm talking about is always Eastern Standard Time. Marcus says that Ruben's got all 20 slots set to Grummet, but yes, all times are Eastern. So and the important times to remember for everybody is that if you're an exhibitor setting up for Saturday, the booth lockdown happens at 10 a.m. You cannot add any artwork to your booth on the Saturday art drop after 10 a.m. That's it. And also, you have to remember that you're able to edit your artwork afterwards, but you can't change things on it. You can't change the title and upload a new image, because we don't want people swapping things that sell. What you bring is what you bring. You get 24 artworks on Saturday, you get 24 artworks on Sunday. So at 10 o'clock, that gets locked. You can change the prices on things. You can, you can lower, if you want to do a sale or something like that, you can do that, but you can't delete them. And then the hall opens to premium members at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So of course, premium members are going to get their keyword alert at 10:30 a.m. They're going to get early access to the show at 11 a.m. Then anybody who is a non-premium member, general public, whatever, they get into the hall at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So premium members get their 2-hour early access. So I do hope that the keyword alert will help everybody get the jump on, on the artwork that they're looking for, and it'll help you refine what you do in those first 2 hours before everybody else gets in. So we'll see. I mean, it's always a learning process. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about this in the recap on the show. And sorry, I'm just getting an email from Mark Walters, who's helped me on panels. I got to check that out in a little bit. But let's see. So there you have it. Feedback. And so everything's Eastern Standard Time. So again, at 10:30 on Sunday, I will also send out a second email keyword alert, and that will include the artwork dropping on Sunday. And typically, as I mentioned, I think there'll probably be around 1,400 artworks dropping on Sunday, as well as what we're looking at, probably 2,500 to 3,000 artworks dropping on Saturday. So yeah, big emails coming out. And yep, and again, Will's asking again. Yes, everything's EST. Yes, everybody. Will prices be shown on the want list alert? That's a good question, because I know we don't show the price, or do we show the price? Let me see this first pass from Maureen. Yes, prices will be shown. Oh no, we do show the price on the want list alerts. It's going to have it'll show the thumbnail. So I'm looking at mine right now. The thumbnail, the title, artist or artists, the price, and the seller. So the two links for each piece will be a link directly to the piece or the seller's booth. Now, we did, the conundrum we ran into was, how do we order everything within a keyword? So like for Cho, I'm looking at and there's there's like 8 Chos at the time this thing was run. What Maureen and I decided to do was to order the artwork by a booth title or booth owner, essentially. So that way, if you get to, especially like in covers, when I look there, Dichotomy Art, right? Dichotomy Art has, I don't even know how many, like 8 covers. Well, so this kind of groups your keywords by owner. So when you're looking through this, we just couldn't think of a good way, because we could have ordered it by artist last name, or we could have ordered it by price or the title they used. We felt that sticking with the seller with their name was the right grouping this time around. And again, maybe that's not. I'll be looking for feedback from everybody at the end of the show on Sunday when I do my recap at 7. So yes, I'm glad you think so, Scott. I know that's something you've wanted and we've always wanted to do. And now that we have this awesome SQL server, we can do it. So and let me see. Maureen actually did send me an email about 40 minutes ago. What did she say? I updated this. I ran the routine and sent 450 emails to myself. Everything went well. We should talk about any more changes to some of the copy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, there you go. 450 massive emails went out, 40 minutes ago, and nothing crashed. And there's a lot more Cho artwork in there now. Wow. All right. So, see, I'm getting a preview of everything that I'd want to buy. So that's cool. And again, the email is massive. All right. So there you go. Everything's going to work fine. Maureen's super confident. So there you have it. Should Star and Wars be separate? Well, you could, I guess, but no, I think I'd keep Star Wars as, grouped together. So I don't know what else we got to talk about with Comic Art Live. I've gone over the promos, gone over the keyword email. I'm looking forward to that. I do think everybody's going to love that. I'm going to do I'll probably send out a kind of a show tab email as well, both days, just to kind of highlight anything that that's special going on, whether it's the panels for that day, just so everybody has their head wrapped around the whole event. As you know, when the whole show is going on, the eBay headers across the top of the site, that is replaced with listings from within Comic Art Live. Because one of the things that is, especially from people who aren't familiar with CAF, when they come to the show, there's always this confusion about how to get into the show. And so even though it's in the menu, it'll be in the menu, and you're able to, we have the heart we use for it, but you're able to save artworks. So, and we're running long already tonight. It's already 10:20 Eastern time here. But so the whole header will change, and I even moved the whole right column down and put a big Comic Art Live logo above the banner ad in the right column, and it just says like Comic Art Live, enter here. So if you're confused about it, because as everybody knows, we have a preview up there now. Some people actually sat on the preview pages when the show starts and didn't realize to click the link to actually get into the real show. So at any rate, that's how you get into the show, is the links in the top menu. And as everybody knows, I actually remove the eBay auctions usually about 5 minutes before the floor opens, just because I don't want to have this burden of changing something important like that in the site design before right at 10. So I kind of turn that on 5 minutes early, and so you'll see it. You'll be ready for it. I know that we will have probably 600 or 700 people, jamming through the doors right at that same moment. Jason says, "No, I've always been on East Coast time, Jason." But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting day on Saturday. But what else do I want to talk about with that? I should remind everybody, okay, because there is something else that Maureen and I are working on. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that we get it done, because this was something that has been talked about in the last 2 or 3 recaps that sellers wanted. And that was to be able to go back and let people know when you maybe drop the price on something, right? It's a way to kind of remarket yourself back to buyers. And, there really wasn't any great way to do that. But what we're looking at doing is, as you can know, I mentioned it just a few minutes ago, you can save artworks to your list, right? If I see a couple Frank Cho pieces that I like, I can save it. There's a page in the menu for Comic Live that allows you to see all your saved artwork. So maybe you just want to think about it, right? You want to go back and look at it later, maybe make an offer on it, that sort of thing. So you can save the artworks that you're interested in. But what we want to do is allow the exhibitor. I mean, we show the exhibitor that there's X number of people who have saved that artwork. So say Dino's got a piece that has 10 people that have saved it. It hasn't sold yet. It's Sunday afternoon, 2:00. He you know what? He's going to drop the price 10%. Wouldn't it be great if he could also push out a message to those 10 people, letting them know that he dropped it by 10%. Well, that's what we're going to try to do. Maureen and I, we've kind of gone through what the mechanics of it should look like. Dino can't see who those 10 people are, but he knows they're there. And it's part of the snapshot in your exhibitor booth. When you see your 24 pieces that you've added, beneath that, we show how many times the artwork's been viewed and how many shares or how many saves are on that piece. So and so that should give you an incentive too, right? If it's Sunday afternoon and you've got half your artworks that haven't sold on, for your Saturday art drop, and you can see which pieces have interest, right? That's the incentive right there for you to go out and say, you know what, I'm going to drop it by 10% or 15% or whatever you want to do. So that's it. So you'll be able to put a personal message in there. It will go out to those 10 people and let them know that you've done this. And so there you have it. That's what we want to do. And I thought about doing it as kind of an overall booth level, because you can also kind of favorite the booths that you want to go back and look at. There's a mechanism for that too. But I'm going to do it at the individual art piece level and let the exhibitors have control over that at the piece level. So, Maureen and I haven't worked on it yet, other than outlining how we're going to write the programming and integrate it. But it's going to be there, and I do think that it will be helpful. I think it'll be really helpful. Again, everybody, when as a seller, you're going into this, you hope you can sell out, but you're not. But everybody's probably got a threshold of what they hope to sell. This gives you a little bit more ammunition to remarket your pieces to people who are already interested in them. So it's not spam. We're doing everybody a favor in doing that. So I would encourage everybody to take advantage of it. Certainly don't like send 10 emails on that one piece like, hey, it's still available. It's still available. Don't use it like that. Use it as if with the idea that you're really doing something a little different with it. Like I say, you're lowering the price. Maybe you lower it 5% Saturday night, right? And then you do another 5% on Sunday. Get creative. It's a lot like Dueling Dealers. We go into the recap, we lower the price. Do the same thing, but don't use it as a means of spamming. Like if you don't hit them like, hey, it's with things that aren't really a discount. Make it worth their while to get that email, because again, it's all back to your reputation, the show's reputation. We want everybody to walk away happy. So yeah, use it wisely. Innovation, everybody wins, says Dino. Absolutely. So, and that's been asked. That's come up, I think, in the last 3 shows, and we never acted on it. And yeah, so I think if we get that and we get the keyword part in here working as we have expected, those will be our big innovations for this show. And I think that that'll put us in a really good position for what we would want to do in November. And we'll probably have a lot more ideas to work on. So. Increase all Tom Grummett art by 10% on Sunday, says Larry. Yep, that would be tough. But and I haven't been watching the chat, everybody. I'm trying to riff on all the things that I had noted wanting to cover here with you all. But it is getting late, and I've got Chris Snorek. He's not in the green room yet, but we've got to do our CAF update now, and I've also got to do my giveaway here. So why don't I give everybody a couple more minutes on the giveaway? Remember, I'm giving away 10 t-shirts tonight. If you want to be entered for that, please hit the exclamation point and enter, and type enter and hit enter into the chat. It'll enter you into our giveaway for today, our 2nd anniversary of being online, doing these Comic Art Live chats. So right now we've got 58 people in the giveaway, and I mean, my goodness, we got 86 people watching the show. So 4 people over on Facebook, 80 people on YouTube. So there's lots of you that could be entering and haven't yet. So all right, see, now I'm seeing a few come in here. So yeah, I'll give you another minute, and then I'll go ahead and draw the 10 winners, and then we'll do the CAF update. We're gonna go quick tonight. So I apologize to Chris. Usually we have an hour or so to do this, but I don't think we're going to have an hour tonight. But we'll see. We got to talk about our 10 picks before we close things out today. What else we got here? I think update wise, I don't have anything else for you. I've had this one card signing video I put together, but I just keep sitting on it. I don't think I'm ever going to get to show that off. It was from when Mike and I sat down and did our signings for the cards. If anybody, you got to check out Marcus's CAF gallery. He posted a masterpiece by Mike Berkey
along with several of the other trading cards kind of around it in a very wonderful picture. But he also highlighted, you have to read his description. That's all I can say is his description was, as you know, Marcus has riffed on many songs in the past, but he did a great one with the Dire Straits song, and it's just wonderful. If I could sing, I would sing that song to everybody right now as Marcus wrote it, because it was so fabulous. I don't have the link right now, but Marcus, I know you're in the chat. Maybe you could grab the link and toss it in there so that anybody who hasn't read your latest masterpiece in as a description, you just got to. You've got to say, so please do that for me, Marcus, because I will totally forget. Everybody's yelling, show it. I'd have to dig it up. I don't know. I'm sure I could find a way to get over to it. No, I'm not gonna. Marcus, put the link in there for me. You make me happy. I know I'm not going to be able to dig up that link, but it was awesome. It was absolutely fantastic. And Marcus has done that numerous times. He did it on the cover that I got from Nick. So you would get demonetized if you sung. I probably would. Are you going to get, Marcus, are you going to get that link, or am I going to have to? I'll go find it if I have to. I know because it was in the most commented pieces from last week, so it should be pretty easy for me to find it. I'll just go over here and dig it up. Where are we? Oh, there it is. Gosh, it's sitting there right at the top. How could I miss it? There we go. Add it to the stream. There you go. So there's Mike's drawing. Make Mine Romita by Mike Berkey. Look at that. I think somebody said that's a serious signature right there. But yeah, there you go. So you got to, let me click off that. He got a Bill Yagi card he highlighted. Lots of fun stuff there. The pasty tear, that was a good one. And look, did you know, I was looking at this, and I put these cards together with my son. Look, Kavi actually got on a card. I didn't even notice that, but he's on that episode 40 card for the What's Your Best Price, Anthony, when Mike was dressed up as Dr. Jones. So Kavi, you made it to a card, my friend. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I could read through this whole thing, but at any rate, you got to read it for yourself. I'll put the link in the chat, so anybody that wants to go back there and read it again. I'm not going to sing it because, as Marcus said, I would get in trouble. Oh, I want to post that on Facebook. Doggone it. I've got to share it over here in YouTube as well. So let's see right here. Go back and read that when you have some time, because Marcus put a lot of effort into that. He gets at least a dozen gold stars for working on that one. That thing was fantastic. So, all right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and choose our winners tonight. So let me go over here. And so, gosh, we got 71 people in here now. There we go. That got the number up. So let's go ahead and start picking the winners here. And edit. There we go. Picking the first winners here. They should get announced in the chat as I highlight them. It looks like they are. So let me go ahead. Anand got the first one. And Jesus got the second one. Hobby. Hey, Hobby, congratulations. You got the third one. Fourth one goes to Comics and Bud. Wow. Comics and Bud, congratulations. Party on. Let's see, the fifth one. Where is the fifth one going to? Frozen Burrito. How do you like that? All right. We got 5 more to go. TAMD1 picked one up as well. That's number 6. Number 7. But they're not ordering these as I'm picking them, so that's kind of weird. Keep hovering over them in here. Who got the next one? Kevin Sharp. Very good. That's 7. Now we're on to number 8. Ronald Shepard. Got 2 more to go here. Michael Callahan. Congratulations, Michael. And ML. Wow. Rounding out our 10 giveaway winners this evening. I hope you're all still in the chat. But so, hey, how do you get your shirt? This is what you got to do. You got to send me an email, and I will give you a link over to our TeePublic store where you will just go there, figure out the style of the shirt that you want, because you can get a Dueling Dealers shirt or a CAF shirt or a Comic Art Live shirt. You pick the style of the print and the type of shirt, because you can get different colors and that sort of thing too. So so email me, bill@comicartfans.com, and I will email you the link. I may be a little bit behind in sending those out, but I will highlight them all and make sure that I get those out to you. But then all I want you to do is you go to the TeePublic store and you pick out the whole style, and just send me the size, the shirt type, and the logo that you want on it, and I will place the order and it'll get shipped to you. They kind of take like 7 to 10 days typically, but do another one, says Jason. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying. I guess have you not gotten a t-shirt yet? I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I'm working on it. So let's get on with this CAF update here. I've got a lot to talk about. Chris has just appeared in the green room, so I'm going to try to be as quick as I possibly can with all of this. I did load I did get the auction and dealer data. So this past week covers the time period between, May 9th through the 15th. And for dealers, solid week for the dealers. 287,000 in sales, and that's as opposed to only 171,000 in sales the week prior to that. So I don't know, they did a much better job. So $287,470 was the total sales. Ramita Man leading the charge, 51 sales, just under $100,000. Will had 2 sales for $44,000. I think he had the #1 sale last week. We'll see that in a minute. Panel Page, 11 sales, $34,000. Anthony with 86 sales and only $30,000. Felix, 36 sales, $25,000. Albert, 5 sales, $25,000. And IX Gallery also had 7 sales and $18,000. And my good friend at IX Gallery, I know that they actually relaunched their website. So basically, I'm not hosting his IX Gallery any longer. So Patrick Wilshire is off on his own. I probably won't be able to track any of his sales any longer. I'm going to have to work a few things out with him with that. But he runs the IX Art Show in PA, and he's had like 4 different websites to manage all of his businesses, and he decided to take the gallery site and his main con site for the show, kind of merge them into one. So that negated my work on IX Gallery. So yeah, he and I will have to work something out with that. But at any rate, let me give you the top 6 sales from dealers last week. So first up here, as I said, $287,470. Now, what do we got here? I'm kind of got everything messed up. This is Will's piece, $38,000 asking price on this Jack Kirby Chick Stone, Journey into Mystery 103 page. Nice Thor transformation there at the end. Next up from Mr. Berkey, this is Greg Capullo, Todd McFarlane, Spawn 69 cover. Asking price on this one was $16,500. And from Panel Page, Glenn, this is by Steve Ditko. This is a splash page from ROM issue 69. Asking price on this one was $12,000. And what do we got here next? So that's right, Albert Moyes, Joe Kubert, Tomahawk 140 cover. Asking price on this one was $10,000. Man, I love that cover. Kubert's awesome. 2 more to go here. We've got another one from Panel Page. This is by Art Adams. This is X-Men Battle of the Atom 5 cover. Asking price for this one was $9,500. And finally, rounding out the top 6, this Joe Staten Sal Buscema piece sold by Mr. Berkey. This is the Splash to Hulk 201, sold for $9,000. So there you have our top 6 pieces of the week. And let's move right along over to our auction results. Good week for auction houses as well. Of course, we only track the weekly auction on Wednesdays from Heritage, as well as all the proper sales that we can track on eBay. Jason's probably going to feel a twinge of pain when we show the first one here, but he actually bought the top priced item from eBay. So sales this week from auction house is $314,680, as compared to $245,000 in total last week. eBay's sales, they sold 764 pieces that we tracked. Their total of that 314 was $207,000, with 31 pieces exceeding $1,000. And Heritage had 179 successful lots close, $107,000 for them, 26 of those lots selling for more than $1,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 3 sales from eBay. The first 2 of which, one by Jason, of course, were won with make offers, and I will give you the price on both of those, and then we'll show you the top 3 sales from Heritage as well. So let's get this auction house one queued up here for you. So again, $314,680 from Comic Art Auctions. eBay's up first. This Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Uncanny X-Men 275 splash. It was listed as $24,500 as a price, picked up for the make offer of $17,000, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, this Clayton Crane Spawn #1 variant cover. The original price, $20,000. It was bought for $14,500 on the make offer. And finally, from eBay, this Sean Murphy American Vampire Survival of the Fittest issue 3 cover, sold at auction for $6,839.99. And then the top 3 sales from Heritage, this Milton Caniff. Caniff's back in their set again. This is a beauty, and it sold for $10,800. Man, one of these days, I'm going to get a nice Milton Caniff. Second highest sale for Heritage was this Al Milgrom Jim Mooney piece from Spectacular Spider-Man 82, sold for $5,760. And finally, what do we got here? Marvel Artist. It doesn't have a list of who the artist was on this one, so no, we don't know who did it, but it's from the Mighty World of Marvel. It's a pinup, and it sold for $5,520. So congratulations to Jason on that good score. You know, again, it always just goes back and shows you that when any seller lists a piece of artwork, and they have a price on it that you don't agree with, make an offer on eBay, because we've seen prices drop just 10%, but in some cases we've seen them drop up to 33, sometimes 40%. Ted says that was an Al Milgrom. Well, then why didn't Heritage know that? Ted, you are a wealth of knowledge, my friend. You should be working for some of these auction houses. You could get their data cleaned up. But see, I did not see any of the comments in there at all. But yes, Jason lovingly described your purchase to us, said Mikhail. But again, it just goes back to why on eBay you gotta play it right. It's just like anything else. When the seller is willing to put the opportunity in there for you to make an offer, you got to take advantage of it. So huge congrats to Jason. I know how thrilled you were to add that to your collection right ahead of Comic Art Live. Jason needs to recoup some funds, everybody. So make sure you hit Jason's Comic Art Live booth early and often. So and share, and save a lot of his artwork. You might get a retargeted email on Sunday. You never know, right, Jason? But anyways, congrats, man. That was a great pickup. Very, very happy for you. Those things don't happen too often on eBay anymore, and you did well. You did real well. So let's get on with the update here tonight and get Chris Snorrick into the studio. Hey, Chris, how's it going, man?
Good evening. How are you?
I am pretty good. I've got to turn my volume up a little bit. I had turned it down way too low earlier. That's better. So no, I'm all good. I'm getting wired. I've got to do a panel in 12 hours that I haven't even written an outline for you. So I've got a lot going on here, man. But it's all right. It only happens twice a year. So
I'll do my best to be brief. My voice is not what it should be anyway. So
you feeling all right?
I'm on day 6 of COVID. I finally caught COVID.
Oh no!
Yeah, 26 months in. Yeah.
Dang, man! Just when you thought you were one of those people that they write articles about,
I guess, yeah,
who can't catch it.
Yeah.
Dang it! Well, I'm glad you're here. I didn't know that, Chris. I would have told you could have taken a week off.
I'm fine. All is well.
All right. Well, I am glad you're here, and
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and let's see. I've got way too many windows here, but you had a really nice set of picks this week.
Oh, thank you.
So I got to close a few windows here before I get moved over. But yeah, are you ready for the weekend? Are you shopping or just window shopping this weekend?
I'm shopping 100%. I'm already mentally strategizing.
And what do you think of the keyword alert? Are you gonna look it
That's
over?
killer. I love it. Yeah, yeah. I make good use of my existing keywords, so that's just a nice extension of that feature.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Everybody's wanted this for a long time, and I feel like I was letting everybody down by not having it, but now that Maureen's really done a good job on this one, so she deserves all the credit for putting it together. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm looking for everybody's feedback afterwards. Remember that, everybody. 7 o'clock on Sunday when I do the recap. Everybody who has something to say about any of the things that go well or don't go well during the show, they should tune in and let me know. I want to hear all.
You can read all that
criticisms.
chat like with 2 cold beers at the ready.
Oh, there you go. Scott Wingo says keyword 1 thing, keyword 2 Hulk versus thing.
That's the strategy, Wingo.
Yes. Well, we all know that Scott analyzes everybody's CAF gallery, knows everyone's motivations. So, all right, well, let's get on to your top 10 pieces from last week. And let's see, let me get my like on this one here. So, collection of Adam Law. I don't know if I've ever been in Adam's CAF gallery.
I don't think I had either. I'm not a huge follower normally of Marco Rudy, so that was a pleasant surprise. But Mick Gray is a genius. He's an incredible inker. Been around a long time.
Yeah.
I just love how trippy this was. I mean, this is a ballsy DPS. And I don't even really. I think that's Eclipso on the upper right. I don't even know who the other characters are, but just a tremendous piece of art just unto itself.
Yeah, when I saw this one too, there was a lot of great artwork added last week. I could have picked another 10 easy just from things that like this, because I saw this piece as well, and I didn't pick it because I wasn't familiar with Marco Rudy. So, I mean, Mick Gray, of course, but yeah, no. So I'm glad you picked this one. And even there you go. Even when it was just a trippy DPS done by Marco. So he's been on a little. Okay, well, but great pick. Final Crisis Aftermath, love it. And no, I can't. I'm gonna have to check out Marco Rudy's work because I'm just not familiar. Let's see. Next piece, Simone Bianchi. Oh, and Royd's CAF gallery. Very nice.
Yeah, so I partially picked it because it was Royd's, because I'm a big fan of his as a collector. But I think this is kind of a new area for Simone to be doing these busts. It's like just a pure like head sketch, like plus paint. I saw a few of them over Instagram from Como over the last few days.
Yeah.
And this is just terrific. It's wonderful. Looks like it could be like almost a style guide.
Pardon me. I would agree. I was thinking I used to have a headshot similar to this, but a Wolverine from Simone, but sold it long ago and regret it. So when I saw the piece in your list, I always think of that artwork. But no, this is really well finished for this piece. And
yeah, it's really tight. Yeah, that's why I said it's almost like it's a style guide. You could base things off of this. Could be used for a sculpture or an action figure or something.
Yeah, no, I know it's literally like chiseled. I mean, it's so refined. You think about what it reminds me of, even when I'm looking at it now, is the Galactus Mikhail has. So very similar, and it's like the strength of the image and the way the paints are laid down. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I'd love to have this in my CAF.
It was cool to see. There were some process photos too of the. I think it was a Thor that he did, and Thor has like really extreme 5 o'clock shadow. And I've always admired in painters when they have the balls to just lay down like it's just gray. He's just painting gray, and like it's right adjacent to the flesh, and then by the time it's done, it's like, oh yeah, it's stubble.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Well, congrats to Royd on that pickup. Get the like on this one. We had the trailer for She-Hulk come out, and then you get this awesome piece of art drop as well. I mean, man, that's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
surprisingly, I really enjoyed She-Hulk's stint in FF. A lot of people would assume that I didn't or wouldn't, but freeing up the Thing to do his own thing, pun intended,
Mhm.
for a while was neat. And Byrne's clear affinity and affection for the character made her an awesome addition to the team. So, as evidenced here.
Yeah, no, this is a great title page, and I see Jim Shooter on there. I got to have dinner with Jim Shooter on Tuesday night, thanks to
Wow,
Ken
that's cool.
Carson. Yeah, it was totally fun. We had Jim had just flown in because he's going to be at MegaCon, and he was doing some store signing on Wednesday. So, and I'd never talked to him before. I mean, I've seen a lot of interviews and read a lot of interviews with him, but he was a whole lot of fun, man. And then we talked after dinner, and he said that he definitely would do a show with me or
Awesome.
two. And he literally was nonstop talking. I mean, 2 hours of stories, Marvel bullpen stories, basically,
Yeah.
and beyond that. But
That's probably tip of the iceberg too. I mean,
Oh my gosh. Well,
talk about an icon.
maybe is there a book out there? I don't know if he's ever written one, or has anybody ever written, like an autobiography, or is he a biography of Jim? Because man, after listening to him for 2 hours, and he was just all over the place from his time at DC, to where he was, things he was doing currently. I mean, he's got one hell of a story in comics. I mean, at the end, he started writing for DC when he was 13 years old.
Right.
I mean, that's insane.
From fan mail.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. So, I mean, there's so many great stories. I mean, not to kind of divert from this amazing piece of art, but yeah, but if there's a book out there about him, I'd love to read it. I mean, because it's funny. I've read a couple Stan Lee books, and Jim doesn't get really mentioned a lot in any of them.
Mm.
But yeah, he deserves his own book. That's for
Larry
sure.
says there's a book.
Is there, Larry? All right. Well, hey, give me a link. Send me a link via email or something. I'd love to just see what's in there. But we'll get to pick his brain sometime, probably late in the summer. He said he's got a pretty busy schedule in June, July, but hopefully maybe August or September I can get him on the show.
That's cool.
All right, got my like on that one. And next up, from Felix's CAF gallery.
Yeah, I think I think Felix must have posted this on Instagram maybe when he first got it. So I had seen this before, but it's cool when Felix adds something to CAF, takes a minute to post something. I posted this because I'm a big fan of the subject matter. Hong Kong action from the 90s was a big thing for me. Not as big as it was for Felix, certainly, but yeah, just a huge fan of Chow Yun-fat, and like this is one of probably my top 3 Hong Kong movies. And Maddie Bergara, just the likeness is whatever, but the fact of the matter is you couldn't look at this and not see the scarf and the dove and the handgun and not know what it was. So love the composition, cool idea, masterfully executed.
Yeah, for as grisly as it is, it's so beautiful. Man. And not published its commission. Yeah, I wonder why, Felix doesn't scan his stuff large enough. Even on his website.
Yeah.
Whenever he has a sale. I have no idea. I've never talked to him about it, but I'm wondering, for as buyers, do you wish he had bigger scans? Because even, everything he posts, I think he only scans at like 50%, right? I mean, I think he scans things at about maybe 1,000 pixels tall, and anything would normally 11 by 17 should at least be around 2,100 pixels tall.
Well, I would take a bigger one of this one for sure, so you could drill in on the core file, because there's a lot going on there.
There is. I'm missing out. I mean, I want to see more of the gore in this one, but yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. Love the choice of colors in here.
Yeah, and to get all that separation with the pretty muted palette is incredible.
Well, congrats to Felix. He doesn't update his CAF too often, but when he does, he's always got something great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we got a piece here by Steve Rude. Javier, what was the last name on that one? Javier, Murillo, or God, I'm butchering things tonight, but
that's all right. I'm so in an effort to try and be brief, I just thought that this was a great, iconic world's finest image. Unique perspective, certainly. I don't know how Batman is doing what he's doing. I mean, Superman makes a lot of sense, but the straight down angle into the park or whatever they're flying over just looks great.
No, I agree. I love Steve Rude's work. I mean,
Mhm.
it's so classic, and he does it so effortlessly. I mean, this has been his style. I mean, it has the Kirby feel to it, but man, it's all his own. Steve Rude piece when you see it.
Yeah, it's got that Max Fleischer-y kind of Hanna-Barbera-ish quality to it in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, congrats to Javier on that one. Another Cap piece here. This was a really good one. I
Mhm.
almost wanted to pick this one.
Yeah, and I don't feel like we've featured, Dan Jurgens all that much, but to have it inked by Bob Layton, this feels like Mike Zeck to me quite a
Mhm.
bit, and for a lot of different reasons, but certainly no complaints about that. I'm a big fan of Mike Zeck, but yeah, this is just what an awesome image, and like Cap versus Absorbing Man, not something you typically see every day either. Not really in Cap's wheelhouse necessarily, but just so cool, so classic. Just perfect.
Yeah, no, I thought this was an amazing piece as well. It was in probably my top 15 when I was whittling things down. But no, it's great image here. Let's see, it's from issue 50. Very, very nice. Rob Hughes. Congrats to Rob on that one. All right, and this one is by Dave Taylor. Batman Death by Design, page 2.
I guess this is my real like artsy one for the week.
Mhm.
Just because this is all pencil. And it's actually so different in so many different areas that it was clearly done for the sake of like the image, right? Like there isn't a whole lot going on here storytelling wise or anything like that, but when you look at it, it's bordering on fine art. It's more like a book plate, I think, than it is anything else. But just really love the design, love the technique, and kind of showing off the technique with all the graphite is awesome to me.
Nope, I agree. It's a very interesting piece. It was this. It's got a Marcus comment on it too. So it's an interior page. Entire book was done in pencils. Huh. I'm not familiar with the book.
I wasn't either, but it jumped out at me. Very cool.
Yeah, nope. I did actually miss this one, so it was pretty cool to see after I went through your list. So perfect. Congratulations. Let me see now. Don Emery. Very nice. Okay, we got a Strange 4 cover with Clea and the Shadow Knight by Lee Garbett. Is that Garbett, or am I butchering it again? I should let you.
Garbett. I honestly don't know. I'm assuming Garbett, but this is kind of a standard like punch 'em up like composition. One character's up punching down at the other one's looking up. But what I really loved about this was all the different line quality that it has. So the difference between the two characters is pretty stark, and not just because one is a mummy and the other's like the Sorcerer Supreme, but if you notice like the stuff that he did on the bandages versus like the fine lines that are in the border of her cloak,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost as if like two different people drew the two different figures.
No, that's
Stylistically, that's quite an achievement.
no, I completely agree. And you see it better here when you're zoomed back from it, but rather than in close. But yeah, it's fantastic. Composition's beautiful with the capes and the bandages floating around. I mean, yeah, it's really, really well done. Beautiful.
And just kind of a cool way, to use line weight, line quality to, illustrate the difference between the two characters. There's no question here, like who the bad guy is, right?
Right. Nope. it's that is a really nice one. Garbed. I don't think I've done a search on them in a while. Let me put this over here. Look at it later. No, very good pick. And this is in Michelle's collection. Congratulations, Michelle. That's a beauty. All right, Art Adams. This was probably in my top 15 as well. Great pickup. Let's see, Fear Itself, issue 11 cover.
It's got bricks. Look at those bricks.
It's got a lot of bricks.
We need somebody to count those bricks. Yeah, I don't know. What do you say about this? It's bananas.
It is. It's completely bananas. I mean, there's so many characters in this in the illustration. The composition is great. Perspective is amazing.
The mass of that central figure.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it weighs 20 tons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, this is
And then I don't know if you ever watched like his layout process.
I have not.
So Arthur will post like, prelims or basically process photos on Instagram. He does this all with a drawn grid in pencil. So that's why the perspective looks the way it does. It's all perfect because it's all, like mathematically precise, and it's insane. It's no wonder he takes forever to do anything because it literally takes forever the way he does it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't argue with the results.
No, this is a beauty. And I assume this is probably one of the oversized. Yeah, 18 by 24. Just imagine that. I mean, that's
I know.
Dang. I don't think I've seen too many of his cover pieces that in this size before, and I regret that because look, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get my like on that one. And DJ Johnson, thank you for sharing this one and for adding it to the Comic Art Archive too. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, I forgot you put this one. Actually, Bald Billigan. There you go.
So I love the sense of motion. First of all, that's the key here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got your contour line action going on.
Yeah.
Like, well done. Well done.
Thank you. Yep. I had to do a Bald Billigan. That was I knew going into it. I gave myself a little bit of a thigh gap here, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that Ted actually included the copy of the Billigan card too to kind of go along with it, because obviously I did use that as my to this day I look at that and that does not look like me. I have no idea what was going on with me that day.
I legitimately thought you shaved your head the first time I saw it. I was like, did he shave his head?
Look at that. Somehow I managed to get all my hair up in that hat, because that's when I had the really long hair. And I must have been, I'm like overtired. I'm like a zombie or something. I mean, I've put my hair up since then and I don't look, and I put the hat on and I don't look like this guy. So whatever was going on that day. And the funniest thing, I recorded that over at Berkey's house. He had left the room and I'm just whittling my thumbs. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do around here. And then I'm like, I'll just dance. And that was probably, that was became the whole inspiration for the dance thing at the end, because I was just bored trying to come up with something while he was out. But thank you for picking that, and thanks to Ted for picking up the card set.
Well, I was gonna pick I had a lot of options this week. I thought about picking the Warlord homage, but I thought the portrait of the artist as a young man was maybe more interesting.
Well, I do appreciate that. That was fun to do, and I mean, I did enjoy it. It was cool to actually do some drawing again, just for the fun of it. I even did a couple extra I threw in as just for fun. I did super, super fast. I was like, what, I'm just having too much fun with this. So I did a couple 5-minute sketches and threw them in for a couple people just because.
That's cool when it's feeling good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't say I'm still not I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy doing it. It was fun. It was an interesting break. When my kids were younger, I did a lot of drawing with them. Whether it was just goofing around, drawing on their lunch bags, that sort of thing, or after school, we'd just sit down with a big piece of paper and they'd be drawing on one side and I'd be drawing on the other. But I haven't done that in feels like 12 years now that they're all grown up. So it was
Probably
fun
has
to read,
been.
actually. Yeah. It took me a while to find the colored pencils, though. I had to dig around, and then I couldn't find a flesh colored one. That was the worst part of it, was trying to find that. But all right, let's go ahead and take a look at my 10 picks for this past week. Let me get this highlighted here. So Chris Wu says Marcus is out of control. What did he? Oh God, Snorkapre. Oh my gosh.
I just saw it too.
I didn't see. I have not been looking at the comments too close. Thank you very much, Marcus. Oh boy. Well, with that in mind, now this is a Tom Grummett, George Perez piece in our good friend Ruben's CAF collection. This one, we do highlight it. If you go take a look at the description at YouTube, there is a link to all the artwork that we feature as well. So you can go click that link and scroll down to the picks and see any of the pieces that Chris and I have picked tonight. I won't go through and read any of it, but Ruben really had a very touching story that he wrote in his description here, and I would encourage everybody,
Wow, Ruben,
to go ahead and read it, because this was when we lost Mr. Perez. Perez did the layouts on this piece, and Grummett did the finished pencils. Bob McLeod did the inks on it. So this piece had a lot of history for Ruben, and I picked it for the art before I read the description. So it's art means a lot to a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and I think that that's the beauty of our hobby too. The comics. I mean, because for him it was reading the comic and then owning the art, and how that tied into things in his life. And I mean, this is just a fantastic work of art. I mean, when I saw it, I knew this was like going to be my first pick. And honestly, and again, I'm not even a DC guy, but just the way this piece is drawn. I don't know anything about the story at all.
It's an inspired idea. It's a great concept for a title page.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, so just wonderful, beautiful piece of art, and great story. And and it's got Perez's touched it, and Ruben's favorite, Tom Grummett's touched it. So I mean, for him, adding this to his collection, I mean, what a great piece to have. Congrats on this one, Ruben. So New Titans 61 title page, A Lonely Place of Dying. Let's see. So next up for me, let me get my heart on this one. So this is in Duke Fleet's collection. What do we got? Ron Friend's pencils, Brett Breeding inks. Just everybody knows I love Friends' work, and I mean, I can't get it. I don't own any of it, but I can't get enough of it on CAF. So when I saw this piece, I knew I had to feature it. I just, everything about it, the way he poses figures, let alone just the style of his pencil work. But Breeding just followed Friends' guide perfectly as far as I'm concerned. I mean, all the characters just scream Ron Friends, right? And I just love the composition. I love the characters. Even that amazing thigh gap that's fighting there. But I just love there's a lot going on here, and lots of figures in it. Even in the end, down in that lower left-hand corner, you got the buildings. I mean, it's just everything about this. I really loved it. Composition, characters, and it's all Friends to me. So
yeah, Friends is a real moment in time.
Yeah. No, this is a good one. So Duke, congratulations on adding this one to your CAF.
I think every character has a thigh gap.
I think you're right. Yeah, look at that. Well, wait a minute. You can't tell.
We've achieved maximum thigh gap.
Yes. I don't know, but the female's the only one that doesn't have one.
Yeah, she's gassed. That's as much thigh gap as you can have.
Oh, I didn't even think of it like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Limitless.
That's limitless. Oh man. But yes, fantastic. Congratulations, Duke, on this one. Now, okay, James, I picked an Andy Kubert piece from X-Men, inks by Mark Pennington. Let me put the like on that one. So this one, I don't hate Andy's work at all. I mean, I actually really appreciate his work a lot. And I just love the composition of this page. I love the changing in perspectives, camera angles for all the panels. I love the ink work on it. I mean, the crosshatch work that usually accompanies Kubert's work, just is really done well here. I mean, I've never quite understood it as an art style. It's not something like when I think of inking, I don't think of like inking in that way. To me, it's like I would be doing washes or something, or I'd be filling blacks in. But you look at the head there in that fourth panel, basically, and just these funky, scratchy line work to kind of just give some depth to the character to move them out.
Literally, just hatch.
It's great. And again, you look at the shadow on his leg there. I mean, that's a weird way to draw a shadow, but I love it. And so just everything, even on the back of the wall here. I mean, so I love just the whole technique on this piece as far as the inking goes. And I even thought this last bit as a means of storytelling to kind of tease the next issue was a real fun kind of thing to add there with the Mega Red. So, and again, this is a time period when I wasn't reading X-Men at all, but I just love everything about this page.
Yeah. Jim Lee moved on, and so I moved on. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Larry. Sorry, Jason.
Some people have Jim Lee near the top.
Cool guest appearance by M. Bison there, too.
From
in the upper right for you Street Fighter fans.
And see, now there's a monocle right there. That is what Anthony should have drawn.
Yeah.
And I don't, why the heck did he draw the monocle chain going back? What was he thinking about? I mean, a monocle chain, it could be hanging there. If I was there, I would have drawn it right on him.
If he keeps drawing on himself, I don't care why.
As long as he keeps drawing on himself.
If Mike wears the Batman mask and Anthony draws on his face, I'm there for it.
Oh man, I tell you, those guys just crack me up every week. I mean, it's been so much fun to get to hang out with them and just watch. Anthony loves his craft. If he finds something that works, he'll keep doing it till we stop laughing at it. So I would expect to see many more permanent marker sketches on his face in the next few
weeks.
And
the fact that he explains it away by saying how greasy he is.
I know. I was like, that's not what I would have said. Right. It's the lamb chops that I like.
Yeah.
To eat. Oh boy. Yeah, I love Anthony. But great piece there, James. So next up in E3's CAF gallery, Jack Kirby Joe Sinnott Silver Surfer graphic novel piece. I picked this one for the show thumbnail. I mean, to me, was a no-brainer. I mean, Kirby and Sinnott and Silver Surfer, just classic images. I mean, honest to God, I mean, when I came up with the that logo for Comic Art Live, that was the image on the left, the third panel was literally because of that drawing. So I just I saw this piece. I was like, "Yep, got to feature it." It's got the Kirby crackle. When I asked Camolo to do, that's why I asked Camolo to do the drawing, because he kind of has that Kirby feel that he puts into all of his artworks, and so and I've commissioned Camolo before, so that's why it was an easy thing for me to go and follow. And again, it's Comic Art Live week, so it's a perfect piece. How can you not pick this piece as one of your top 10 for the week?
Good timing then too.
Exactly. But if you haven't checked out E3's CAF gallery, you gotta do it. I mean, lots of great artwork in there. Member since 2005. You're missing out if you're not spending some quality time in their CAF.
Awesome stuff in there.
Page 100 even. What a page number. All right, number 5, Mike Mignola. This is in Miggs CAF gallery. Miggs, of course, another collector who's got an amazing collection. So this was a Hellboy in Hell 9 cover. I mean, you can almost always pick a Mignola every week. There's always something how can you not? But in this one, what I really liked the most about this was the lighting on whatever those those shrubberies. Yeah. They just stood out in the blackness of the ink work here. They glow. And
I think that's what this has going for it.
Isn't it true?
Yeah.
Mignola does such a great job with the ancillary things around Hellboy. Whatever those things are, whether it's a floating winged snake or or it's whatever, it's a giant praying mantis. You know, you name it.
Yep.
It's what the things he wraps around that character, whether it's architecture or shrubs, whatever that is. I mean, that to me made this image, because that Hellboy image he could have done. He's done that image so many other times,
2
right?
minutes.
I mean, just
Yep.
regular commissions. They're $2,500
Mhm.
bucks, but you put it in this case here with with this cover, and man, I just love it.
I think I think you might have like hit on why that ancillary stuff, the background stuff is so cool, is because that's probably what he's enjoying drawing
Mhm.
on this cover, right? Is those shrubs. Because the Hellboy, to your point, is just, he's like this and like, and Hellboy's done.
Right. No, that's true. And somebody says it's a forest, I think, says Chris. So, okay. The arm on the right hand just keeps getting longer. Right. I mean, I didn't even care what Hellboy would look like, to be quite in this piece.
And the shoulders
It's
keep
silly.
getting narrower.
Right. Right. Exactly. There's so many things wrong with this piece, but let me go back to so you can see it a little bit smaller, kind of get it all at once. When you look at it like that, I mean, God, those trees are just amazing. I just could not pick this piece. So there you have it. And yes, Miggs DeCastro was the owner on this one, Ruben. All right, my next piece. This is in Romaine's collection. Again, another fantastic collection on CAF. Lots of burn work, of course, in Romaine's CAF gallery. This one's inked by Dan Adkins. Just, I mean, classic early burn. I'm a sucker for it. And I mean, look at that. I love that.
Yeah,
two-thirds splash, half
Yeah.
splash. Yeah, I mean, that's just awesome. I mean, Burn had it going at. I mean, look at that second panel with Cap. Man, this is
Absolutely.
great. Gosh, I mean, the fourth panel. Look, the fourth panel's a little weak, in a weird way, but I don't even care.
It's the gloves.
Yeah, it's the gloves, right? What
Mhm.
happened there? It's too much force. They're
Mm-hmm.
working on. I don't know, but everything else about this page is just phenomenal. But gosh, now look at that one panel with Cap. The second panel, that's almost even better than the big splash. But yeah, this thing.
That's
is
so
great.
good, though. Yeah.
Gosh. Oh man, I've always said if I ever could get an Uncanny X-Men page, I would opt for one of the first like 5 or 6 issues, because I really like Byrne's work, in that time period versus like this later work on Uncanny. But man, this is a great page.
Mm-hmm.
Romaine. Let's see here.
Jason asks who inked this.
Adkins, Dan Adkins.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me highlight. Okay. Oh, I already did put a like on that one. But yeah, Romaine's got a great collection. So let's see. I've asked him to be on the show too, as interview, but he's turned me down. I'm trying to get some of the bigger collectors to join me. But let's see. Age of Century #4. This one is in George Hodge's collection. And this one, just fun. I love this piece.
Mhm.
Of course, it's a riff on the Beatles cover, but I just thought it was fun. I know that George and Kavi always have like a music kind of inspired kind of art collections, and so saw this piece, and for me, it just made me smile. I like seeing stuff like this. I mean, I do like the line work on the characters. I think it just kind of fits the style of the period. I mean, look at the thing there. Do you approve, Chris, of the thing?
100%.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's definitely a different way to draw the character, right? But I like the way it's done. So yeah, congrats to George on this this piece. And
Better watch out though. He's got the angel behind him,
Oh, that's
about to whoop the thing's ass.
Yep. Yeah, watch out. But yeah, no, this is cool. I really like this one. So yeah, that's a nice pickup. I got the like on there. Age of Century 4. See, I don't even know what that's from. 2008.
Here's the cover,
Let's see.
if that helps.
What the heck did I click on?
I
Must
don't
have
know.
missed it. Oh, okay. It actually was way off there. There we go. Ah, very nice.
Oh, so okay, it was one of the like faux comics that they
Right.
had done. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got suckered into buying those Centuries when they came out.
Me too.
They marketed it well.
You know what though? I sold them all recently, and they've surprisingly gone up in value significantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. All that Marvel Knights stuff is like through the roof. I don't know if people are thinking he's going to show up in the MCU or kind
Huh?
of doubt it.
Well, good for you. I sold mine a long time ago too, but I think I sold it in a long box for like $20. Everything in the long box, $20 at a garage sale. Let's see. So here, next up, a Nick Bradshaw piece in Brian Peck's collection. I don't, it's funny. I don't think I've ever highlighted anything from Brian's CAF gallery before, which is kind of weird.
This
But
is insane. I miss this.
I mean, this I know. Nick Bradshaw, man, look at this piece. We were looking at that Art Adams piece earlier. I mean, of course, Nick has a lot of similarities in his style, but man, Nick just slayed this thing. This is the posture of the figure. I mean, the planes. I mean,
Look
there's
at the
so
fighter
much.
pilot.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, wow.
Look at this. I mean, this is amazing artwork. Man. And Brian, he definitely, it's in the right collection. Brian has always been a Rocketeer fan and pinup kind of fan. I mean, he's got a lot of different focuses within his CAF collection, but this really is, belongs in his CAF gallery. So congrats to him on this pickup. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Even the smoke coming off of the back of his jetpack.
Yeah, so cool.
Man.
And he manages, I think the thing that's maybe the best about Nick is that he does this high detail, insane detail, but he still most times manages to make it look not stiff. Like the Rocketeer there, that's a pretty, active pose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny. It feels like he's being hurtled. He's hurtling forward,
Yeah, it's
right?
got a nice line.
He's
You
thrown
can trace a line through his body.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, he's done a great job on this piece. This is, gosh, yeah, I can really go through the details on this a lot longer, but no, it's great. Absolutely great. I love Nick's work. Congrats to Brian on that pickup. So let's see, I got two more here. I didn't pick anything that I drew, just so everybody knows. But this is Brian Ketterer. Brian, nice super chat for us last night as well. I always appreciate that. And this Thanos Quest 1 and 2 covers. So
Wow.
But I just love the sorry, let me scroll through here. Probably shouldn't have zoomed in on it. But
that hated champion of the universe. Boo.
Well, I'm a sucker for painted covers. Look at these; are just awesome. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way he's painted right there. So yeah, this is cool. And, yeah, nicely
Quite the
framed
presentation. Yeah.
Yep. See, we're thinking right along the same lines, Chris. Yeah, I'm assuming it was probably bought that way versus Brian doing it. But well, I don't know. I didn't read the description, but yeah, very very nice and clearly something you'd want to hang on the wall. Let me go back to the image that fits on the screen here for us.
Surprised we don't see like a skulking fish in the background.
We could Photoshop him into it. So, but yes, this is great. Jim Starlin, love it, and this would be something I'd be happy to have in my collection.
Super cool.
All right, my last pick. I'm always trying to pick something out of my.
Oh wow!
This Ian Miller Time Machine illustration. For me, Ian Miller, one of my favorite Lord of the Ring books. Because there's so many different things out there, right? But the Tolkien Bestiary was like my favorite book that came out when I was still thinking I could be an artist one day. So it was probably around 82, 83, 84, somewhere around in there. But Ian Miller's artwork in that book just blew my mind. As far as pen and ink goes, he's a master illustrator. And so this is from 1974, Time Machine piece. This is in Glenn Crane's collection. Is
this collage?
I didn't read enough on it to know. Yes, it definitely appears to have some collage in it, but I just thought it was unique as far as a piece from Ian because again, typically he works in more muted tones. Even when he's using color, it'd be like a lot of it would be like a dark blue or or brown. And here, this is just garish, in color. I mean, it's like something that Sienkiewicz would dream up. But Miller's doing this in 74. But I just love his approach to design, and
He has a real fine art bent.
yeah, and his work is just absolutely beautiful. I actually got to meet him at IX Arts maybe 9 years ago, and so I got to talk to him a little bit and pick up a small sketch from him. But man, I would love to because he drew like the best like Treebeard, right? I mean, his style just this scratchy. I mean, he could draw lots of different crazy creatures. He did some amazing dragon illustrations for that book. But yeah, I'd love to own something like that. But his stuff is just way out of my price range. But this is just a nice piece, and
This is sick. I love it.
yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad you love it too. But yeah, here's actually from the book cover. There you go.
Okay.
Very, very cool. So another Windy City pulp paper art. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a show that I've always kind of thought about going to. The Windy City Pulp and Paper Convention.
George Hagenauer used to always tell me about it.
Yeah, and I've heard really good things about it. And they always seem to shake out a lot of interesting artwork there, whether it's things that gets consigned to the show or the exhibitors there. So yeah, if I could ever make it to that, I'd love to at least go one time just to kind of.
Well, if you do holler at me, I'll drive down and meet you.
Okay.
Chicago's only 90 minutes.
Well, very good. Well, that's my 10 picks for the night.
Awesome picks.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Chris, thanks for being a trooper, man. I mean, if you would have told me you weren't feeling well, I would have said take the week off. But
no, Saturday, Sunday was not good. Monday wasn't a real fun one either. But the last couple of days, I'm back to like 90%. I sound worse than I feel.
I'm glad. Was it sore throat, or was it for when I got it? It was a sore throat that was the worst.
It was like a flu. I felt like I had the flu.
Oh, okay.
But better now.
Good.
But thank you.
No, well, I am glad. I'm glad to see that, and I saw you put your thing into the CAF gallery, so I'm glad to see the Senate pieces. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'll snap up. I have it a unique way of displaying it, so I'll snap a pic and send it to you.
Yeah, please. I would love to see it.
All right.
Oh, and CJ's asking, where are you located, Chris?
I am in Madison, Wisconsin. So southern Wisconsin.
Okay. All right, but yeah, I'll let you know if I ever go to
accent. Yeah, please do.
All right, cool. Okay, all right. Well, listen, Chris, as good as always. Enjoy the show this weekend.
Will do. Yeah,
and I don't have anybody. Nobody's. I haven't approached anybody. Nobody's approached me about doing any like First Thursdays coming up, but I'm sure somebody will now that I've mentioned that. But otherwise, you're on the schedule for the foreseeable future on Thursday nights.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. Fun as always.
Good night, Chris. All right. Ruben says, screw the Badgers, go blue. All right. Well, listen, it's like I said, I've got a panel in 11 half hours that I haven't written an outline for yet. So I am going to call it a night. But let's see, when am I going to be back? I'm going to be back tomorrow night at 9:00. We're going to have that live sketch thing going on. Jiggy and some of his artists will be there. I believe I'll have Aranga's going to be there tomorrow night. I think Bill Morrison might even be trying to tune in for that. So that'll be just kind of a way to get the show kicked off. We're going to have just the artists who committed to doing some of those sketch opportunities will be doing their sketches during the show. So it'll just be a 2-hour show. Everybody just kind of relax, chat, and show and drawing some artwork. So tune into that if you're able, and if not, Jason screams Aranga. Yes, Aranga will be there. I've got to email Aranga. I got to get him the link for the studio tomorrow. But yeah, please tune into that, and just please enjoy the whole weekend. A lot of work goes into this, so patronize the exhibitors. Spend some time in everybody's booths, and I hope you walk away with some artwork. And for those of you who are exhibiting, fingers crossed that everybody has a great show, sells art, picks up art, and keeps moving this hobby forward for us all. And again, of course, lots of panels going on. I'll be there to welcome everybody to the show at when am I going to do that? I think 1:30. I'll pop in and just welcome everybody, and we'll kind of get the panels going. And then I'll be there for the recap, 7 o'clock on Sunday night. And you'll see me on some of the panels. Like I said, I'm going to moderate the panel with Adam, and I might moderate a few other panels too, just depending on how my schedule goes. I'll certainly be there with the art sale for Jiggy at 9 on Saturday night as well. So enjoy the rest of your evenings. Have a great Friday, and we'll be seeing a lot of each other over this weekend. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and I'll see you again real soon.